Good luck, guys. Let's have a good first race of the season. And, of course, let's make it a good one.
Nate Lesko has built his season on raw speed. Nobody in the championship field has been faster when it comes to qualifying. Week after week, Lesko has shown an incredible ability to squeeze every ounce of speed from his machine and put himself at the front before the green flag even waves. But make no mistake, he's much more than a qualifier. The rookie Lesko has spent the season proving he can race with the best, stacking top 5 finishes and constantly putting himself in contention. His aggressive style and willingness to attack every inch of the racetrack makes him one of the most dangerous drivers in the field. Kentucky rewards drivers who are fearless enough to search for grip where others won't. That sounds exactly like Nate Lesko. The veteran threat that nobody can afford to overlook. While others grabbed headlines throughout the season, Joe Volpis quietly did what championship caliber drivers do: survive, adapt, and stay in the fight. Championship runs aren't always built on dominating every race. Sometimes they're built on consistency, experience, and knowing when to strike. Volpis has been a steady presence all year long, collecting strong finishes and keeping himself within striking distance of the front. His racecraft is among the best in the garage, and when a race turns chaotic, few drivers navigate the storm better. Kentucky Speedway has a reputation for testing patience. If this championship comes down to strategy, restarts, and avoiding mistakes, don't be surprised when Volpis is standing in victory lane when the checkered flag falls.
Tony Iverson, the ultimate underdog. No polls, no flashy headlines, just grit. Tony's path to the Championship 4 has not been about dominating races from start to finish. It's been about resilience. Every week, he's found ways to maximize his results, battle through adversity, and keep himself alive in the championship hunt. Iverson has built a reputation as a driver who refuses to quit. Give him an opportunity and he will take it. Give him a restart with 10 laps to go and he'll make everyone nervous. Drivers like Iverson are dangerous because they have nothing left to lose and everything to gain. Kentucky has produced its share of surprise winners over the years. Could the Racing Tyrants driver write the biggest upset story of the season? I'll give you a second to go. And then finally, the defending champion, Grant Applegate, enters championship night looking every bit like the favorite. Throughout the season, Grant has been the benchmark. When the field needed someone to chase, it was usually the Red Bull Ford sitting out front. His ability to qualify well, control races, and close the deal when victory is within reach has made him one of the most complete drivers in the series. Multiple regular season victories tell only part of the story. Applegate has consistently put himself in position to win, showing speed on every type of track the schedule has thrown at him. When the pressure rises, he rarely blinks. If Kentucky turns into a long-run battle where tire management and patience become critical, Applegate may be the driver that everybody has to beat. And with that, Mean Gene, it is time for championship race here at Kentucky.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of Monday Night Mayhem. It's Championship Monday here live at Kentucky Speedway as we will crown Season 6 champion here tonight. Too wide in the booth, as always, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella bringing you all the action. Zach, it's a hot and steamy night here in Sparta, Kentucky, and these boys about to do battle.
This is going to be a crazy one, Mean Gene. Here we are at one of my favorite racetracks that we ever visit. Dennis Puckett's favorite racetrack over in the BRL, Kentucky. Qualifying results are on screen, and look who is on pole, one of our Championship 4.
Insane Joe Vulpes with the pole. Last year at Kentucky Championship, Vulpes led 0 laps, didn't get the win. Applegate dominated this year. Vulpes starting from the stick. Lucas Alp's going to join him up there on that front row. Second row, Grant Applegate, last year's champion, dominated Kentucky. He's in a position to do it again from the number 3 position. Kenneth Redinger starting in 4th. Wyatt Mickelson 5th. The captain, Steve Lewis, from the 6th position. 4th row, Justin Parham in 7. Eric Gambrell 8. Ryan Holland 9. Nate Lesko, Rookie of the Year, regular season champ, starting 10.
In 11th place, we'll have our last of the Championship 4, Tony Iverson. Jay Simpson will be starting 12th. John Beverly 13th. Zach Clausen 14th. Kevin Kyle 15th. Matt Novella 16th. Jay Dargert 17th. And Brandon Guerin will be starting last in this field over an 18th, which leaves us just enough time. Kevin, go, 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 go.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Universal Studios pays us a lot of money, me and Gene. We couldn't miss that.
I got a sneak peek at that movie.
Oh, it's a banger.
Red carpet event. I don't want to talk about it, but woo, it's fire.
It is, and so is this race. Championship 4 race. Debris on the track, smoke there, but here we go.
Oh, watch out for Joe Vulpes on the inside, waiting for the flagman. Flagman starts a waving. Away goes Vulpes. Look how close the 14 of Applegate is behind him on the apron. Outside lane, let's go with a slow start.
Yeah.
But there goes Applegate immediately up to the outside, side by side. Vulpes battling with Applegate early. Keep an eye on these two. Vulpes with the lead.
3 wide early with some championship contenders. Tony Iverson on the outside there. You see Applegate, the meat and the sandwich of a different throughout situation. We have someone loose there. That's Zach Clausen going around. Oh, big hit for the farmer, Mean Gene.
Oh, no. Did that just happen on lap number 1? Farmer rolls it down the apron into the grass.
Green.
And we're on fire in the bluegrass.
And we're staying green. We have a battle for the lead, and this is a hypothetical battle for the championship. Grant Applegate looking to defend that championship around the outside of Vulpes. That's an impressive pass. Here at Kentucky, 1 and 2, a flat-out corner. That outside lane early in his runs, normally not the advantageous one, but Applegate making it work there.
Oh, Grant Applegate dominating this race last year, and now he's putting his mark out there early, takes the lead from the pole sitter Vulpes. Final 4 championship on the line. Applegate, Vulpes, Iverson, Lesko. Let's go do battle. Amazing run right here. This, though, Zach, frightening. This is what we saw from Applegate last year, and I'm afraid if we see Applegate lead a few laps with that green air in front of him, we might see the same result.
It could be sayonara for Mr. Grant Applegate. You are right. The last thing you want to give that 14 is clean air and control the race, and Joseph Vulpes just gave him both of those things. He's already gotten himself out to a 0.3 of a second lead, so a great job here so far by Applegate. Phenomenal job by Lucas Alves, currently chilling out in 3rd place, so Lucas looking good. Wyatt Mickelson back in the field. He's in 4th. And then to find our next championship contender, we have to go all the way back to 7th place to find Tony Iverson, with Nate Lesko hanging out in 9th.
Yeah, but look who's in between them, the menace, Eric Gambrell. Not who you want to be drag racing or playing chicken with. I saw Iverson rubbing him on the inside to get by, crossover by Eric, got him back in the lead of Tony Iverson. Iverson off pace. Here comes Lesko. Oh, looks like Iverson got the short end of the stick on that exchange with Gambrell.
These trucks, or these cars, looking very tight right now, especially through 1 and 2. It could have something to do with just how hot it looks to be out on this racetrack right now. Pull up a race info real quick. 82 degrees out, likely a lot hotter on the temperature out on the track itself. As you see, there is quite a bit of humidity in the air right now. So that's going to be interesting to follow throughout this race. Believe we're going to stay under the cover of the sun all day here today, so it won't get any better. Applegate looks to have it figured out early, already up to more than a half a second lead.
No surprise here. Running that same setup is the 14. that dominated so hard last season. Vulpes trying to stay within distance of him, but it is going to take something extra from Joe Vulpes here today to make that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, brief announcement. I know we're all aware of the devastating news striking NASCAR recently with the loss of Kyle Busch. In memory of Kyle Busch and this news to his family, friends, and the family, we're going to go silent here on lap number 8. Still hurts, Zach.
Yeah, it does. It still feels like yesterday. We were obviously off last Monday, and there it is right there, that 18 car right there. That was actually the paint scheme I was just running over at Darlington in the ARCA series. That broadcast will be going live tomorrow, and yeah, Wanda winning that one bad, and it always means a ton to be in a paint scheme representing that such a great driver, and it still hurts terribly, terribly bad. I watched my first race of the since it's happened in real life this weekend, and it still feels surreal not seeing that 8 out there. It probably never will feel okay.
Meanwhile, some 3-wide action. You can see Ryan Holla running that Texas A&M ride in between Beverly.
Ooh.
Beverly rubs him pretty close, almost pushes him up into the 29 at Kevin Kyle. Looks like that 18 Skittles paint scheme that's kind of rubbed out into Beverly with that driving style there. Or that's Stinson?
Yeah, that's Stinson, who I believe is marked as the 99 on our leaderboard by driving that 18 in honor of Kyle Busch here.
Well, he got possessed anyway because he was riding it pretty hard there.
Yeah, he did. Oh, man, he unlocked something right there, did he not? That's been some intense driving here, and this is just to be in the top 10.
Great battle going on right here between these guys. You can see just up ahead of them, that's Kevin Kyle rocking that 29 KK Woodscape Sport. Holla on the outside running that Aggie 41, and then the 19 of Justin Parham. Great racing here behind them. Matt Novella side by side with Sean Beverly. Gets awful close.
Yeah.
Punches that 0-1 back down to the apron. Up front, you're not missing nothing but Grant Applegate with a 1-second lead right now. 12 laps into this championship race scheduled for 200. No scheduled cautions on the stage. There is no stage break, so these boys wide open. Oh, and they're loose in the back.
Oh, of course they are. These guys dealing with all types of dirty air. Here we go again. And I think one
Parham.
thing... Oh, was it Parham?
He got loose, almost wrecked it.
Wow, and yeah, Parham now currently hanging out. Where even is he? Losing some positions, it appears.
Way back. 17.
Yeah, all the way back to 17th, as you see. Yeah, you're right. Parham got ultra loose there. But one thing that's important in this race, as you just touched on the length of it, this is a very extended race, 200 laps around Nashville here today. So you got to be patient. This thing is every bit a marathon and not a sprint. So if you are Vulpes, if you're Vulpes, Iverson, or Lesko right now, you cannot panic. That 1.3 second lead of your Vulpes, not a big deal. Calm down. And if you're Lesko and Iverson, you cannot panic yet about your track position. And on the inverse of that, Mean Gene, if you're Grant Applegate, don't get too excited quite yet. Oh, as he hits the wall.
Sir. Oh. Meanwhile, looks like we got a guy coming out of the infield care center. Let's see if we can get him. Hey, Zach Clausen, you got Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella up here. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, I can. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. I'm glad you're out of that infield care center. Hard hit there for the 43. Can you talk to me about what happened? The cars look tight, and what's happening down there?
Cars was pretty tight, and I also was not expecting that much of kind of a checkup. I mean, I knew there was going to be a checkup, but I wasn't thinking it was going to be that quick. So when I hit my brakes, we kind of went for a ride.
Yeah, that looked pretty hard. Now, I'm going to ask you, and the fans want to know, you are in that chat with Joe Volpis. How did he sound going into this race? And can you share any insight as to a strategy that the 98 might use today for us?
He sounded pretty decently confident. I mean, his main thing was just trying to at least stay within either an arm's reach of Applegate, or at least kind of giving him a little bit of dirty air. That way he could at least hold the lead a little longer. But see how she goes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the insight. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Clausen, driver of the number 43. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go there, Farmer?
Give one out to Beverly for having a great season overall with everybody. Numbers stayed up there pretty good. Racing's always been pretty good. Been another really good season. Looking forward to the next.
Awesome sauce. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Zach Clausen, driver of the 43, fresh out the Infield Care Center, and we'll see you next year. I'm going to hand you right back up there, bud.
All right.
So thank you to Zach for coming and joining us. Sometimes after a hard hit like that, those guys not interested in talking, or they're a little concussed and they cannot. Meanwhile, we are on lap number 19, and you can see the action is still continuing to be single file racing here today, as Grant Applegate has built that lead up to 1.86 seconds. He's actually running about 0.2 of a second faster that last lap. So Applegate really starting to hit his marks going through this track. Grant Applegate, of course, one of those drivers working with Jordan Fisher. So shout out to Jordan out there watching one of his guys leading here today. Jordan, of course, is the founder of Fish Speed Brakes, our season-long sponsor here on Monday night in Mayhem. Now, if you don't know about Fish Speed Brakes, you have not been paying attention, because this is a Discord channel dedicated to getting you faster. If you are a top 4 driver, this is the kind of knowledge and info that gets you into championship lane. If you are a mid-packer, this is going to get you into the playoffs. If you're a back marker, it's going to get you right into the heat of the action. Jordan Fisher and his team use Garage 61 to analyze all of the data, how you're running it versus the premium lines, and they are going to get you the opportunity to improve your skills. Compound that with the Vortex Racing Network's partnership with Jordan to put out track guides with Zach Panzarella, and we have seen some amazing results from a lot of drivers. Zach, I mean, how much fun is it to work with a guy like Jordan?
Oh my gosh, I've gotten so much faster since just being able to sit with Jordan for those 20-ish minutes, 30 minutes that we work together to make those track guides. It's such a privilege that I really have there with him. And yeah, I cannot recommend those enough. There'll be another one dropping tomorrow morning. Excited for you guys to see that. And yeah, we're just waiting on that next schedule of officials for iRacing to drop, and then we will know what to give you guys next. So we're going to keep following those officials so you guys can go get yourself some iRacing official wins and then know what to do in these league races, because yeah, man, the stuff it's taught me in the long run is beyond valuable. I mean, Gene, it's thousands of dollars, quite literally, worth of information.
Easily. And again, that team is committed to the next gen fixed car setup, and that is exactly what we're running here tonight, and they're going to get you up to pace really fast. I mean, I don't know if you guys out there have used that Garage 61, but it will allow them to put your lap and their lap on the same screen, showing you throttle control, brakes, shifting, all of the elements that's going to improve your speed, the percentage of throttle and fuel. It is something amazing to watch. So check those guys out. Right now, Grant is a walking billboard for the results that you see out of them. That last lap, again, almost 0.2 of a second faster than the rest of the field. The only guy matching his speed right now is Tony Iverson, but Iverson mired back in 8th place at the moment. Can't quite get through Eric Gambrell. Now, Lesko did get around Gambrell, so your playoff driver's currently running in 1st. Volpis is 2nd, about 2.5 seconds back. Lesko 6th, about 5 seconds back, and Tony Iverson about 6 seconds back running in that 8th spot. So too early to tell which of these guys is going to make the challenge to Grant. But right now, this is looking awful a lot like the sequel to Kentucky last year, Zach.
Yeah, it is. Except Applegate, sloppier than last year. But again, these next gens, they're tanks. They can handle those big hits that Applegate is doing continuously. He grazes the wall on the entrance of 1. Not sure if that's just how high he needs to be, or if he's actually, sometimes drivers will use that to slow themselves down a tiny bit, Mean Gene, knowing it's not going to damage the car. But really what's getting concerning to me is his exit of 4. Because, I mean, again, this is one of my favorite racetracks. I love this place. Definitely my place where I have my best winning percentage is over here. And I drive this place a lot differently than others do. I like to drive down 4. And normally when I see someone doing what Applegate is right now, I'm feeling good about it because you're sliding up the track, which means your tires are wearing. But I'm also getting flashbacks to a certain driver named AJ Benish, who I remember did that, and I still couldn't catch him. So that's what's looking like for Applegate right now, 2.7 second advantage. But man, I feel like you can only graze that wall so many times. And again, we still have 172, 172. That's some great math by me. Laps to go.
It's funny. I think no one rides the rail as much as Grant does. And we've seen him rub the right side of his car pretty much down to the primer with his driving style, just really arcing the car. And you're right about 3 and 4. The banking in 3 and 4, 14 degrees. Banking in 1 and 2 is 17 degrees. So it's riding down it is a great way to get that acceleration, that top speed down that front stretch coming out of 4. But I don't think it's going to kill him quite as bad as if he tried it over in 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Looking down the leaderboard, look at Lucas Alves right now.
I was about to talk about him.
Run there.
He is doing so well. This is a standout run from Lucas Alves. Yeah, I mean, like, not to take anything away from him. Also, that is another Kyle Busch throwback, a really cool one, by the way, a double mint paint scheme there, if you remember back then for the early KBD days. But yeah, Lucas Alves with a standout performance here, doing a phenomenal job here at Kentucky. He qualified second, Mean Gene.
Yeah, Lucas, he's been a pretty fierce competitor. But not really accustomed to seeing him challenging for the podium positions. But here he is right now with a decent lead over Kenneth Redinger. Redinger right behind him. Of course, Kenneth coming up just a tad bit short in his quest to make the Final Four. But don't worry, Kenneth's got him ARCA championship.
And he's got Wednesday. He's freaking killing it over there.
Yeah, so he is got his share of them KK Woodscape trophies. So don't cry for me, Argentina, as Redinger does have plenty working for him. Now, he does have something working against him, and that's Nate Lesko directly behind him, as Lesko trying to close the gap was about a tenth of a second
those lap
faster.
Yeah, that's fastest car on the track right here. That Nesquik is going Nesquik. It's been impressive, Mean Gene. And let's see his line through 3 and 4. We might be a little bit jaded here since he's going to have some dirty air. He's going to have to maneuver around. But let's see if he's fading up quite as bad as that 14 is. That will tell us a lot if we do get a caution to get them closer together, because right now he is 5 seconds behind that 14. But look how much, he is hugging that bottom. Mean Gene, that's a much different line.
Yeah, he's trying to go where the air is not.
Yeah, he really is, and he's doing a great job of it. And one thing we got to shout out, too, if I'll throw this up on screen, who says that NASCAR doesn't get big sponsors anymore? Because MRL has them. Geico, Nesquik, Red Bull, and Racing Tyrants Roar. We get that cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Speaking of action, though, look, Eric Gambrell made his way past the 51. And the 51 of Mickelson fades back a little bit, and
Iverson.
Now he's in the clutches of Tony Iverson. I mean, Tony might have those little T-Rex arms, but he's got big teeth there on that outside lane.
And there you go. I didn't even do that. That T-Rex just taking over right now on screen. Hopefully he'll go away soon. Okay, he left. But Tony Iverson attacks like a T-Rex would, allegedly, on Wyatt Mickelson. Wyatt Mickelson showing some uncharacteristic poor long run speed here, Mean Gene.
Well, and I also he knew who Lesko was. He knew who Iverson was.
Right. Good point.
And I don't think he wants to get in their way of their quest for this championship. Now here comes Kevin Kyle around the outside, and Kevin's the trophy guy, so you don't want to get in the way of the trophy guy.
No, maybe a discount could be in there. I like that paint scheme, giving me some Kyle Larson Nations Guard vibes over there.
But you're right. I see a little bit of wiggling out of that 51 right now, so he might have burned him up.
Yeah, it looks significant, Mean Gene. I'm going to check for damage on this 51 car here. Shame this guy isn't racing for a championship here today. Can't wait to see what he's able to do next season. And that would be the concerning area, and it looks okay. So Wyatt Mickelson just going to be counting the laps until he can bring this thing down for 4 fresh good years here. And I'd assume that's very, very soon. But again, 200-lap race here today. If you can get this car to 50, you better bet you're going to.
Other action on the track. I see John Beverly making his way around Brandon Guerin toward the back of the field, and good racing right there between those two guys, 16 and 17. And then, yeah, it looks like Justin Parham as well making his way back after that scary wiggle.
Yeah, luckily avoided any damage there. Really just had to lose a lot of time, but he's doing a great job recovering now. He's gotten past Beverly and Garand. Now only finds himself less than a second behind Dargert, so no harm, no foul. Too badly there for Parham. A caution would fix everything. And speaking of a guy who I think would love to see a caution, it's got to be championship contender Nate Lesko, because that number 10 Nesquik car is fast, and he would love to eliminate those 6 seconds between him and that 14.
Yeah, Lesko and Redinger did make their way around the number 15 Chevrolet of Lucas Alves. Alves did fall back behind them, now battling with Gambrel. The Redinger, Lesko, 3rd and 4th. They have caught up to Joe Volpes, and you can see there Volpes picking a little higher line, Redinger in no man's land, and that's going to let Lesko draw right up next to him. So Lesko just running into that dirty air.
Exactly.
And then behind him, look at Gambrel, Iverson, and the 15 of Al. You know, we've seen Iverson and Gambrel have a couple of fun calls already this season. Could this be round 3?
And if Iverson's expecting that respect that you get when you're a championship contender, he's looking at the wrong place for it as him and Gambrel come together down the backstretch as he tries to throw a few rather irresponsible side drafts. Goes into the corner at 3 and 4, far too low. Not going to have a good run. Got to be careful with the Alves. We have a Nate Lesko into the pits early on, lap 41.
Lesko and Kevin Kyle coming into the pits there. Meanwhile, exciting stuff as we saw Iverson's temper
flare. Gotta be careful here, Mean Gene.
He whacked that left rear of Gambrel a couple of times.
And into the wall.
Iverson, rough time at Kentucky last year as he did wreck on lap number 30 and take himself out. Hopefully this year he's going to be able to come in. There he is coming into the pits. Going to survive this round.
Applegate in the pits right now. Iverson doing the smart thing. Get out of that situation. He needs to, I mean, his worst enemy right now is himself. Needs to take some deep breaths here. Does the driver of the 13 so he can add 1 to that number and worry about this guy, the driver of the 14, Grant Applegate, driving a perfect race so far. Coming in only 1 lap behind Lesko. It's going to keep everyone here up against the ropes.
Yeah, we talked about Tony Iverson and the obstacles that he's going to have to overcome.
Here comes Volpes.
Iverson does have the most incidents per race of all 4 of the championship drivers. He's got the lowest amount of top 10s, lowest amount of top 5s, does have the 2 wins, but seems like he's often in a checker or wrecker situation. Would love to see this thing re-rack and him get that opportunity to race for position.
Yeah, absolutely, Mean Gene. Could not agree more. Iverson needs to remember the length of this race, and also what is one thing that I think is wonderful for these guys, especially if your name is Applegate, Iverson, or Lesko. Do you know what just happened that was massive here, Mean Gene? Joseph Volpes didn't try to do anything cute. He just pit like a normal person. We were only 6 laps away from him potentially taking away a pit stop.
And look what just happened. He got Redinger on his behind for his effort.
And everybody everyone besides Applegate, which I think he'll be okay with, Lesko jumped. So Lesko is going to cycle around to 2nd place here.
Nice. And that is what we want to see out of Lesko. Here comes Novella into the pit. Lesko now, if he could get some clean air in front of him, who knows what he can do. He's cut that lead down to 3.7.
It's a big win there. Big win for Nate Lesko there. I mean, Gina, brilliantly executed pit cycle. I don't think Applegate was expecting Lesko to come in when he did. Therefore, Applegate had to respond to it, right? And that cost him a tiny bit of time. And on top of that, Lesko caught the... Oh, we have a caution.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh,
looks like maybe
no.
John... Is that maybe John Beverly? No, he was coming out of the pit. No.
Yeah.
No, not
you
the
better
captain.
believe it, my friend. Come on, Mean Gene. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's the last race of the season. We're going out with a bang.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at what went wrong here for Steve Louie. Racing with Parham there. Oh! Parham's race will be over there.
Boy, oh boy, that was
What
rough.
went wrong? Do we far chase this baby? Okay. Everyone's holding their line.
We're okay.
We're okay. Everyone's good. There's the start finish line. I mean, granted, this is a straightaway that isn't straight, as you can tell from this camera angle.
I like how you said you like to drive downhill. Louis started on the wall, and then he came down the wall.
Yeah, well, Parham is...
Well, he's following the yellow line.
He's following the yellow line, and... Oh...
And Louis going straight.
I think it was just... No give, only take.
Yeah, because you can see right there, Louis coming around the corner, and then he's going to go straight to the turn. Yeah,
Wow.
I saw Louis straighten out the car. I saw him try to turn back to the right, but it was just too late.
It was too late, and it's just a strange... I mean, this is so bizarre, Mean Gene, because don't you feel like you'd see this happen more often at Kentucky? Because you do lose a lane there. It comes up. Understandably, Parham follows the line. I think he thought that Louis would give him the space.
Well, not today, Johnny.
Not today.
All right, so I think Parham, he rubbed the wall pretty hard.
Oh,
but
he
if
did.
He kept that wheel straight. I think he'll be fine. Louis, on the other hand, that
Look
was
at their pit
pretty-
stalls.
Yeah, oh, now they play.
So they get to discuss it right away.
Yeah. All right. So this is going to change everything as suddenly we re-rack on lap number 46. Boys just did come get some fuel. I seriously doubt anybody wants to give up a good track position
Yeah, I wonder.
to come back down for a second pit stop. And those guys in the back, I mean, they literally just came in. Gambrel and Dargert coming in on lap number 45. So Lesko coming in on 40. He's the first guy that I think got shortchanged, but are you willing to trade one lap of fuel to close the gap from 4 seconds to side by side? I think I would.
It's... I was going to say, I'd be tempted to pit here. It looks like the only takers are going to be Garand and Dargert. So no one really going to take advantage of this opportunity, as Parham does look to be okay, exiting the pits and potentially on the lead lap. Yeah, so Parham's going to stay in the lead lap there, so good for him. Matt Novella, a big winner in that pit cycle. He's going to wind up in 13 spots above where he started, in 3rd place right now. And the biggest loser got to be Volpus, all the way down to 6th place now.
All right, so a little bit of craziness out there as the cars are going around the pace car.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Okay, so we have an extended green, or I'm sorry, extended yellow here, and everyone going around the pace car.
Caught a lap down.
Yeah, exactly. To who exactly is what I'm wondering. I think Applegate. No, I don't know.
All right, no, it's fine. Applegate shot around. Everybody's just going around the pace car, so I think
the pace car lapped
I think
everybody.
the pace car, the pace car came out, and I think Applegate got behind it immediately, and he should have gone forward around it. So now we're just kind of correcting that. Admins did push another lap.
Luckily, we got the laps to afford it in this one.
Make sure.
So what's up with the green on Applegate? Is that to identify him as a championship contender?
I don't know.
Have you noticed that? Very green. Like, we know, Grant.
No. This is very confusing now because you can see Justin Parham and Brandon Guerin behind
Hang on,
the pace
we're not
car.
going
And we're
green.
going to add
Not
another
going
lap here,
green.
Mean Gene.
We're going to have to get those two back around the track because I do not remember.
Right. From what I know, Parham should be the last car on the lead lap, which I believe is what they're doing now. Parham going to pass the pace car. And for what we're seeing on our scoring is that Parham is not being scored the leader, which is a good thing, right? That's like the scary thing that happens all too often here.
Yeah, Novella came out when the pace car appeared, and it confused everything.
So is Novella, I think he's going to hold on to that third place, though, right?
Yeah.
With considerably fresher tires. So, well, three laps over Applegate and 4 over Lesko, which, I mean, I think that will be pretty significant if this run continues on.
I would think it does. All right, so a little bit of fun and confusion as we are lining up again. Lights still on the pace car, so we've got at least one more lap before we're going to go green.
Someone was just spinning under yellow. Oh, wreck under yellow here. Brandon Guerin.
Guerin closing the gap.
Here it is. This is a replay of it, Mean Gene. Just a little bit too hard in those brakes, and I think it's going to be an over. Oh, he got the grass. And that's going to be it for Guerin. Under caution. So unfortunate.
Yeah.
So yeah, Guerin gonna park it. And there were 16. Everybody scored in the lead lap, from what I can tell. Dargert, I'm sorry, still in the pits, I believe. So Dargert actually will go one lap down, if not numerous here. But Parham and Lewis, whose car is somehow okay, will remain on the lead lap.
Very interesting. Meanwhile, Jay Dargert going to bring her down one more time.
He never brought it out, Mean Gene. Oh, I said corrected. I'm sorry. He did. I'm sorry. We're just going to bring it down again. So maybe he will stay in the lead lap. There he is.
Oh, he said he got a black flag for passing the pace car, and I think he was trying to clear it under yellow, but they're going to go ahead and clear that in the confusion.
Wouldn't that
go
be
ahead and
nice?
get him back to the back of the field.
All right, lights are off. Here we go.
Yeah, and iRacing is telling them to line up single file. MRL admins overruling that. So, yeah, somebody's going to be clearing a lot of black flags here.
Poor Vulpes.
All right. Grant Applegate on the inside lane is your control car.
Here.
Nate Lesko on the outside. He's got Kevin Kyle right behind him.
Okay.
Novella with a slight gap. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Grant Applegate with the jump. Lesko 2 lanes back, 3 lanes back. Falls in line. Down on the apron. Preferred lane now. He's got Novella behind him in third. Tony Iverson, Kevin Kyle on the outside. Joe Vulpes, second car on the outside, currently in 7th place. Gonna have to move up quickly. Not a good turnaround of events for Vulpes after that caution.
And you see Iverson trying to get the getting while the getting's good, but he's got to be aware of the car outside of him has the freshest tires in the field. Matt Novella may not be worth trying to put a big contest up against here, but Iverson needs these positions. We're about to have our Championship 3 running 1, 2, 3 with Vulpes having some work to do in a hornet's nest.
Yeah, Vulpes just got done doing the hard work, cleared all them black flags, so he should be able to focus on driving now. But Applegate already with a half a second lead, but this time it's Nate Lesko chasing him down. Rookie of the Year, regular season champion, plenty of speed in that number 10 Toyota, and he's going to need every bit of it. Behind him, the Undertaker, Tony Iverson. He can smell victory. But right now, he's got a Toyota and a Chevy in front of him. Matt Novella running 4th. Kenneth Rittinger in 5th. Other championship contender, Joe Vulpes, currently back in 8th. Mired right in the gumbo soup of the race. Nicholson rides up high, way too close to Vulpes. Lets off to let the championship contender continue. But, oh, I tell you, that was a painful sequence right there for Vulpes. Goes from 2nd back into 7th. Oof.
It was, and I don't think it's over yet. The brutal part about this is all this time that you spend right here racing your ass off against all these guys, you're going to offset any long run capability that you may have had, right? And three guys who aren't doing that right now are Lesko, Iverson, and Applegate. And Iverson has gotten by Lesko. Let's actually take a look at that, because I don't know how he did that. Here's the pass. Tony Iverson getting by the 10 and 8 Lesko, as Lesko going to go on the outside here of 3 and 4. I think Lesko just misses the corner a little bit. He does. And Iverson going to sail away. So Iverson are up to second place already here. That 13 looking like a contender. We're going to have to see how this Applegate lead swells on this run.
Well, either that or Lesko looked in the rearview mirror and saw Iverson holding a tombstone and thought, you know what?
Forget it.
Can throw that up at that 14, not me. But Iverson going to need to continue to push that pace. He is 0.6 of a second behind, and this is the same story, different chapter of what we saw at the beginning of the race. We saw Applegate jump ahead of Vulpes and slowly push that lead all the way out to 3 seconds before they came into the pits. Here he is now against Tony Iverson, running very similar lap times, but that lead creeping up to 0.7 of a second already, and we are only a few laps into this green flag run.
Yeah, Nate Lesko just so good all around. There was never really any point in that first run where we saw anyone able to do anything about Applegate. He was faster on the short run and he was faster on the long run. This will be a totally different story for Iverson here. Made quick work of the field to get that running position of second place, so now we can focus on dialing in, saving those tires, and on that long run speed overall. We'll have to see if he can do anything about it. So far, as you can see in that bottom right, Applegate keeping it either consistent or swelling it a tiny bit.
I'm looking through the field and we can see some other guys. Justin Parham still has that 19 rolling, but with that minute and 18-second pit stop time, definitely some damage still on that car. Steve Lewis also heavy front end damage, but he's managing to keep it he's still about a half a second off the pace per lap, but he's still rolling. Eric Gambrell has fallen back to pretty much 11th. He is one of the rear cars of the lead group. As you can see, Mickelson, Kyle, all three of those guys all bunching up together, slowly gaining on Jay Stinson. Moving up through the field, though, we are single file racing as we look forward to the Applegate show. Grant now 0.8 of a second faster. That last lap, he was a 10th faster than Tony Iverson. We're on lap number 60 of our 200 lap championship Monday race here at Kentucky Speedway.
Caution, yellow flag.
Uh-oh, is it a caution? Did Gambrell get loose? Oh my, that is not what we were expecting. Well, under caution here.
Oh, sorry about that. And Gambrell loose. Oh man, what a big hit. That was massive, and no help from Kevin Kyle there, Mangy, and that was just a loose Eric Gambrell, like you said.
Loosey-goosey.
I appreciate the horn, though. I missed that. I think it was just the presence of Kevin Kyle, knowing he was never going to lift. Wow.
Oh.
Whoa.
All right, pits are open, and it looks like, Lesko pulls the I ain't gonna do it on the field.
Yeah. Vulpes does too. So we're going to split our championship 4 here. And what do these guys do?
Very,
4?
very, very interesting. Now, implications here, there is no stage break. So this thing is running wide open. We see as you said, splitting the championship four. We saw this in our Tuesday Truck Series just a few weeks ago, and Joe Vulpes came up on the short end of the stick when he did a different strategy. This time, if we stay green, did Vulpes figure out the puzzle? Is he holding the final piece? Or is it Lesko who can be able to manipulate the gas mileage better than Vulpes? Last week, we saw Vulpes win at Vegas. Applegate matched him step for step, but Vulpes was the master of the strategy, got the win. This week, Applegate, Vulpes go in two different directions. Lesko, actually, he led the way.
Look at your data.
Vulpes to
Look at
stay
Iverson.
out. And Iverson coming in and taking the fuel as well.
See,
Where'd he go?
The only one here that took tires was Grant Applegate. So that is going to be fascinating. Yeah. I don't even know what I would consider the right call here. I'm assuming you have at least one extra set with the length of this race, right? So,
yes,
like we always say, smoke them if you got them, but it's pretty early to be smoking them. Oh boy, Applegate's gonna be, first of all, Mean Gene, in dirty air for the first time all day.
That'll be very fascinating to see, as he did start. Quickly got by Lucas Alves so that he was side by side with Vulpes, took the lead, led most of this race. Now here we go with this caution. Suddenly we see a different strategy, and boy, Applegate going all out on this pit stop, taking the four tires. Very interesting though to look at Tony Iverson, who now has some more fuel than Lesko and Vulpes, who are on the front row, but has the same tires as does Novella and Beverly and Kyle, Jay Darger. And then look, Redinger coming in for the tires, as do Holla, Stinson, Mickelson. Louis getting a little bit more damage repaired on there. Looks like Mickelson also 32nd pit time. I think he might have had a little damage on that number 51 Chevy.
Maybe we were onto something there, and maybe he does have a lot of damage. But yeah, we got a mixed bag here, Mean Gene. Keep your eye on that 14 and that 42.
Oh, now look, that 10 and 98, they can't share the front. So we'll see who it's going to be. Waiting to get into the Geico restart zone. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Let's go with a great start. Going to bring Tony Iverson with him. Iverson side by side with Vulpes in the 98. Behind them, look at the mess. Novella, Kevin, Kyle. Oh, and then there's John Beverly and the 14 of Applegate. Applegate getting a little bit of a block on that inside. Meanwhile, up front, it is Nate Lesko with a 3-car lead over Iverson. Vulpes in third, single file. Matt Novella, John Beverly, Kyle Applegate trying to ride that apron. He's on those cold tires. Starts to get a little bit loose, but he does straighten it out. And lucky for him, he's ahead of the side-by-side Kevin Kyle and Kenneth Redinger. Applegate, new tires, trying to move forward. Behind him, Kenneth Redinger as well. Watch that 42, Zach. He's got new tires.
And that is who Applegate needs to care about more than anybody else that right now, even though it's for the championship, he needs to worry about Redinger. That is the equal car on tires to you. Don't let him in front of you, because there goes your clean air for the rest of this run. If he does that up front, you still see Lesko doing what he has to do, leading this race. Tony Iverson executing that restart perfectly. He came in for that field, gave up a tiny bit of track position, immediately got it back. So that is exactly what Tony had to do.
Tony up there in second place, clean air until he gets to Lesko, just trying to stay in striking distance. Behind him, you can see Vulpes as well, but as you just said, Vulpes and Lesko gonna need to pit before Tony because of this fuel strategy. Tony has a whole lot more options as far as pushing this run if he'd like to hope for another caution. Matt Novella 4, Grant Applegate now into 5th, as they're going to slip by John Beverly. Redinger still sticking with Applegate, going to be side by side with Beverly. Oh, it's a drag race.
And yeah, you see that. It's real intense back there as Beverly trying to hold on the best they can. And you see Redinger trying to follow Applegate through this field. Applegate doing a phenomenal job, already up to 5th place. This should be relatively quick work, but these guys in the top 4 on older tires, not as far off the pace as you would think. And on top of that, they're not really racing each other, staying single file, using that draft. So this is not going to be super easy for Applegate. The tire difference right now is about 20 laps. So it should be significant. And then Iverson, he really has, I feel like, the most the most chips on his side of the table, because he has the fuel, he has the most sets of tires, and he has the track position.
Boy, Novella, he is just swerving left and right behind Joe Volpus right now. That 56 appears to have just a little bit more zippity-doo-dah than that 98. Grant Applegate, he is a little bit quicker, 0.3 of a second faster than Novella and Volpus that last lap. But getting to them and passing them are going to be two entirely different things. I see Applegate closing the gap, as is the 42, but Novella's going to be a really tough pass. He's looking forward, not backward.
And then also, even with the lower field size, and with this field size getting a little bit of a victim of attrition, we are still seeing a decent amount of cautions, and that's got to be something in the back of the mind of a Joe Volpus, of a Nate Lesko, somebody who last spit on lap 40, 41. We are now on lap 70, 30 laps from then. The first cautions, like we just said, the first pit stops happened on lap 40. We had a few cautions there. Maybe these guys can make it another 15 laps, but then they also have to worry about guys like Iverson and Applegate able to stay out for so much longer, potentially put them a lap down. And if a caution falls, then they're going to be in a world of hurt.
Well, and I tell you, you're talking about cautions. I'm keeping an eye right here on the battle for 7th. Jay Stinson, you got Wyatt Mickelson, who was loose earlier, now up to speed, and then John Beverly. These three guys swapping positions, but nobody wanted to let off. So all of that was hard-earned fighting. Mickelson now eyeballing Jay Stinson, wondering if that 51 got all that damage repaired with that extra 15 seconds in the pit.
And then, interestingly, going back up to the top 5, we talk so much about the plateau point, especially in these Cup race cars, and it looks like Grant Applegate, whether it be Dirty Air or truly that, is getting close to it. Those past 2 laps have been on par with Matt Novella, which is amazing news for Novella and Volpus. Applegate's going to have the line flexibility once it gets to them, but that lead is not dwindling down as quickly as it was 5-10 laps ago. That is going to be a lot of learning opportunities for these drivers, since we're not even at the halfway point yet.
Now, let me ask you this one. Where's the easiest place to pass somebody?
Oh, for me, it's got to be through 3 and 4, and I like the outside. A lot of these drivers, especially, they're taking that deep line into 3, which means they need all of the exit of 4. It really widens out, as you see right there with Volpus doing it, to use the entire exit of 4, get to their outside, take away that exit. Should be pretty easy.
Oh, here we go. Look at the 14
inside. 1 and 2.
Taking a dip under Novella. He's on the apron.
Hug that
Novella
apron.
trying to get close to him, but there's the... Well, no!
Good job by Novella to keep it up against the wall, not dip back down like it's so easy to do. But Novella, like Novella does, giving it everything he has, making every pass so difficult. Next up, Joseph Volpus, championship contender.
Well, the 14, he's at that left rear quarter panel
Great
of
exit.
Volpus, going to deny him the apron. They're still drag racing. Novella, Redinger, very close. Applegate all the way up to the door of Volpus. Changes his line, and look at that pass. Now Grant Applegate into 3rd. He took tires on 61 just 13 short laps ago.
Cute moment there. Volpus tried to pull an Applegate there, Mean Gene. You remember lap 1 or 2 it was, where Applegate completed the pass on Volpus initially, with Volpus having the pull on the outside through 1 and 2. And I remember telling you, that's kind of weird. You don't see that very often. You saw Volpus back up 1 and 2, thinking, I'm going to do it back to you. Nah. Grant Applegate just hugs the bottom, just absolutely slot cars that yellow line. Nothing Volpus could do about it.
No, Volpus didn't have the tires to make it happen. Now, Joe, though, he has got an eyeful of Matt Novella right now. Redinger behind him. He's hoping that Kenneth will give him the push and maybe get clear of the 56. Oh, right into the wash. Look at the 56 as he plows up the track. Usually when you get under somebody's left rear like that, you push them up a track, but instead we saw Novella get the ill effects.
Yeah, he really did there. Novella getting really tight on exit. Novella there with the second most fresh tires in this group. Vulpes, the one the most up against the ropes. He has the oldest tires, but not a massive margin against somebody like Matt Novella, but all of them pretty in a pretty big disadvantage against Kenneth Redinger. But one thing that we talked about that Applegate had to do was to get away from that 42, and man, has he done that. That is a 1 second gap now between the 42 and the 14, as Applegate going to be reeling in his teammate of Tony Iverson a lot quicker than Redinger is getting to him.
Yeah,
Ooh,
this is going to be very fascinating right here, as you said, Iverson, Applegate teammates. But this is a championship race. This goes out the window now. You race for your own. There's no Joe Gibbs over there making you say prayers at the halfway mark. So my question is, will Tony Iverson be looking forward or looking backwards when that 14 gets close?
My advice to Iverson right now would be to be looking inwards, actually, if that even makes sense. If he looks forwards, he's just going to get frustrated and he's going to drive that 13 worse. He did a great job of keeping Lesko within reach for the majority of this run, right? His tire advantage is non-existent, so it's pretty much even there. But I think he should have proven to himself, if I can get that clean air, I can do what Lesko just did to me. But he's been falling off in the past handful of laps. He had it down to about 0.3 for the majority of that. It's nearly a second now. And you, like we talked about just now, Applegate reeling him in quickly. If Applegate gets to him, don't do that. Don't overthink it. Hit the wall, drive in too deep. Let him go. Worry about the tires. Worry about yourself.
Meanwhile, I see a driver coming out of the infield care center.
Mr. Gambrel, I'm assuming.
Like Eric Gambrel might be coming out. Let's see if we can get him. Hey, Eric, Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella in the booth, man.
You okay,
How
buddy?
you feeling down there?
I told you he died.
He's
he's alive.
I've been better.
Well, you still got the neck brace on, man. The track looks kind of tight down there. Can you talk to us about what's happening on the track?
And then loose.
You know, it's just normal Kentucky garbage where the track is tight, and then it snaps. You know,
I love this track.
I think in the words of the famous Kyle Petty, I don't know what track he was talking about when he said it. I think it might have been Darlington, but I think we just fill this place up with water and throw some fish in it and have some fishing tournament, because this place is garbage.
Oh,
Get
don't
him off
hold
the air,
back.
Ranger. Get him off the air.
Don't hold back, man. You might have a high blood pressure.
Nice.
No. I really don't. I don't like Kentucky, but I was feeling good, honestly, that first round. I don't know what happened. It's like the transition clicked, and then as soon as it clicked, it just
That was 3 and
drove
4,
off
right?
into 3, and
Yeah.
just drove off into 3, and it just took off. And I was like, oh, okay. Was not expecting it at all. So the dirty air, though, through this part of the run they're in right now is a little tricky. It gets better toward the end of the run. You start kind of moving up and working the lanes, which that's when this track gets fun. But I think it just takes too long to get there. It took like 25, 30 laps into the run. But
Looks like the dirty air is really rough on exit here. Is that what you were feeling?
yeah, it's pretty rough off of 2 and off of 4. Off 4, I was trying to just arc it down and cut under the guy in front of me every lap, but it's harder to do that in 2 because the track's more narrow and the lane really narrows up. So
Doesn't open up for you.
dirty air in turn 2 is pretty brutal. I think Novella got the wall a few laps ago behind.
Yeah.
Was it Grant? I'm not sure who he was behind, but speaking of Grant, that guy's got like 40 extra horsepower in the car. I don't know what he did.
Is he in a Toyota?
It looks like a Chevy, but that guy, he's cooking.
It's
He's
one of those
flying.
prototype Dodges, dude.
That
right
first
now-
run, that first run he took off, and I thought maybe he's going to come back to us. And by the end of the run, he was still 4/10 quicker than everyone else. So I was
That
like, Jesus, I don't know what's going on right now.
Wild. And then also we're seeing Applegate with a 20 lap tire advantage right now, and he's just now gained Iverson. This is 24 laps after they went green. For the time you had out there, how big of an advantage would a 20 lap tire advantage feel like to you on a restart?
For me, I don't know how much different it would be. I was only really falling off about a half second.
Okay.
I guess half a second faster, but my initial start point I think was significantly slower than a lot of these other guys' start points. So there's probably a bigger fall off for some of these faster guys than I was having. But
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting here to watch him.
Yeah, about 0.8 of a second
There he goes.
right
there
now.
he
Yeah, there
goes.
he goes.
Look
There
at
goes
that.
the
That's
bottom.
crazy. I don't know what he's got.
Yeah, that stuff, the way he's able to hold it to the bottom and still get a runoff, it blows my mind.
Which Tony hung on the quarter, so he should get down. It should get down. Maybe just giving it to him.
Teammates there, yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. He's flying.
Yeah, how much longer do you think till he gets to that number 10 car?
I mean, I'm not really looking at lap times. I'm not really pulled up. I'm just kind of eyeballing it.
He's a second back right now. His last lap time. Oh, only a 10th back. That's what's blowing my mind here. Granted, he was racing for position.
Tony that last
so
lap,
yeah, let's see here.
This time.
We're gonna have a 31, I'm sure, for Lesko. 31
Yeah,
1-4 and only about a 10th.
Yeah, but that lap time, it's only 8/10 of a second faster, 8/10 of a second ahead of him. So, hey, I'll talk to you in 8 laps.
Yeah,
Lesko's
right?
bringing it down right here, actually. Lesko's going to pit.
You think so? Oh, did you at the radio? Okay.
It sounds like, yep, here comes Lesko. Yep.
Hey, put a headset on Gambriel over here, me and Gene.
Oh, and the 13's coming down, too.
Iverson going to respond to that. Look at Gambriel, me and
Here
Gene.
we go. Now, this is what I was talking about, Zach, when I said, where's the easiest place to pass somebody?
Here.
The pits. And so I'm very curious. This becomes, can Lesko pit better
Applegate's got to respond here, right?
than Applegate?
I don't know. I think I would stay out. I don't know. I don't really know what he's got for tires and stuff.
Well, yeah, he took the 4 back on lap number.
He's going to stay out. He's going to stay
and
out.
he's only 8/10 of a second off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And that's, maybe thinking more about the closer end of that run. We're also on lap 90. If you can somehow get it to 100, you're going to make this this race a little bit easier for yourself. But no, Applegate going to bring it back down or bring it around. We'll have to see if he brings it down. But I have to agree with Gambriel that if you don't bring it down one lap later, you're probably going to do something else entirely. Yeah. Gonna stay out. Wow, did Lesko destroy Iverson on that pit stop?
Looks like Vulpes just dipped in, maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody dipped in back there.
He did.
It looks like Iverson did not.
17
missed his stall.
seconds.
Iverson missed his stall, had to come back. Iverson took 4 tires. I didn't see Lesko take any tires.
He took 4. 14-second pit stop. He took 4. Or
I guess it
13.5.
just didn't show.
Fast. Crazy
Yeah, it didn't
fast pit
show.
stop. We can look back. I guess let me see if I can find it, me and Gene, because I want to see what Iverson did wrong. Here we go. Here we go.
He missed it. He missed the pit. You don't want to.
Here's our replay right here. Here's Iverson, and then I'll go to Lesko afterwards. So Iverson, a little bit deep. Takes too long to realize it. So close. And then let's keep our eye on Lesko here.
No movement. So the graphics either blew it or.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Hold on, because I feel like I'm losing my mind. You were so right, Mean Gene. Okay, I'm gonna count this in my head real quick.
But he had to take time. I mean,
he had to have, or he's out of his mind.
He had to.
How are his lap times right now? Oh. Huh.
Well,
Thinking no tires on Lesko?
Last lap 31:07, so that's 7/10 slower. You can see Iverson 36.7.
That's got to be
that's
graphics.
4/10. That's 4/10 of a second faster for Iverson than Lesko.
Did Lesko forget to check something and sat in there? I'm so confused right now. I just looked back at that pit stop. We just showed it on air. I counted in my head. That was 14 seconds. That was what we're seeing on our data. It's going to be
now he
about
just ran
speed.
a 31.3, which is
That's
a full
not
second
good.
off the pace.
That's not good. That would indicate old tires. Let's go
What
on
did he
board.
just
Let's go
say?
on board.
He just keyed up, but I didn't hear what it was.
Oh, Mean Gene, he is so off the throttle. He is on all tires. He's on all tires.
Yeah, he didn't take tires.
He sat there as if he was.
Yeah.
I think he thought he was. And he didn't. He must have unchecked something during that. Oh my goodness. It was probably when he faked.
All right, so Lesko currently 3 seconds ahead of Iverson. Iverson 6/10 of a second ahead of Joe Vulpes.
Oh, wow.
Vulpes came down on lap number 90, so he's got 2 lap fresher tires than Tony Iverson and only 6/10 of a second behind him. All eyes on Grant Applegate. Applegate's last lap 31.17. That is half a second slower than what Vulpes and Iverson are doing. So not a ton of fall off.
Doesn't Applegate watch the broadcast while we're doing them, like while he's racing?
I think Novella's coming down right here.
Applegate
Looks like
knows
it.
what just happened, Mean Gene.
Here comes Novella.
So Novella gonna bring it down here. Novella got ultra lucky and did a great job holding on that track position with that where that caution came out. But Applegate, he absolutely has to know what just happened. And my goodness, would that change the way you approach this race? Because not only did Nate Lesko just make what looks to be a monumental mistake, but so did Tony Iverson. Tony Iverson had a 3-second longer than it should have been pit stop. Applegate is hypothetically, Mean Gene, he has 3+ seconds to work with here. All he has to think about is Joseph Vulpes, and that's not a threat if we're being honest right now. This is crazy. I'm not sure if you remember, it was at Miami about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm gonna age myself here. Do you remember when they put the tires on the wrong side of Martin Truex's car?
Oh yeah.
It feels like that right now.
Whoops.
What a crazy mistake that we haven't seen all season, if we are correct about what just happened.
Top 11 drivers still needing to come in and get fuel here very soon. Behind them, Nate Lesko trying to hold on his old tires. Still has a 2-second lead over Tony Iverson. Iverson about 0.3 of a second faster. So maybe Nate is saving fuel.
He could blow a tire here.
Is up to no good. We'll have to find out.
His pace is incredible for the situation he's in. Granted, he is half a second slower than Tony Iverson right now. So he is on borrowed time until Tony gets him.
He's still the same speed as Grant.
Yeah, which, well, that answers our question, doesn't it? About whether or not there's tires in that car. And on top of that, Gene, I'm probably being over dramatic here, but there is a such thing as blowing your tires in iRacing. If you get low enough in that percentage, these tires are not designed to go the 100 laps that Nate's about to force them to do.
I met him over when I was in Greece. Your tires. He's a cool guy.
That was a good
Grant
one.
Applegate with
that was your dad
right
joke. You only get one, Gene.
So Grant still holding the 31.15. Kenneth Redinger, who also took those tires at the same time as Applegate, he's about 2.5 seconds back of Grant. Remember, he did not cut through the traffic quite as quickly. Lucas Alves running in third after that great start, but he's about 5 seconds back. Ryan Holla running in fourth in that beautiful maroon and white Texas A&M Chevrolet. Gosh, that is a sweet, sweet ride.
Good looking car.
Hullabaloo, connect. Wyatt Mickelson running in fifth behind him. About 1 second separating the two teammates. Wyatt running in that number 51 Bass Pro Shops Tracker Chevrolet. Great season for Wyatt on the year, making it till the final 8. But he just did come up a little bit short in his quest to make it to the final 4. Keep an eye on both those guys, the 41 and the 51, next season. Behind them, you can see the teammates Stinson and Justin Parham running together. Stinson running that beautiful Skittles, number 18. That Skittles and that M&M's car, buddy. That man, Kyle was just so fast in those two things.
Oh yeah, and they're such just badass paint schemes that, like, my wife is a big NASCAR fan, and kid you not, Gene, the biggest reason, those cars. She just loved those Skittles and M&M's cars so much, and that weirdly got her into the sport. She loves collecting die-casts and stuff like that. We just did the Darlington race over in the ARCA League.
This time.
Oh, Applegate this time, okay. And I just ran that throwback version of that as you see Applegate bringing down the pits. And I was going to say, he's going to run this thing as dry as Death Valley this time of year, knowing what he knows, Gene. He knows some things. And Applegate, this is his race to lose, pitting on lap 105. That is quite literally the window.
Yeah, it's amazing how people pick their cars. I actually remember back in 2001, my girlfriend was a huge Mark Martin fan.
Mm-hmm. What?
Joe Vulpes will get that one.
Oh, I know.
Here we go. Watching Applegate. He's taken 4 again, so
The
not
Pfizer
afraid
car.
to burn those tires.
She was a big Pfizer pharmacy fan.
There it is.
There it is. Is Louis going to bring it down? Speaking of just doing it. And then Lucas Alves going to lead a lap here in that double mint Chevy Camaro. Looking good right there. Lucas Alves, again, I mean, I didn't have the long run speed on that first run, but it wasn't bad, you know. Only went down to, I think, about 7.
Look how
He's gonna
close
pit
Grant
here.
is.
Oh, is he? Let's see here. Yeah, Grant.
7/10.
And Tony pit last on lap 88. So, yeah, we have a lot of different situations here. And there's Lesko. So here we go. Champ 3. Champ 4. All under a blanket. Yeah, Joe is here. Wow. Yeah, Volpes did do this.
All 4 leaders separated by 8/10 of a second. This is your championship 4 on screen.
This is it. This is what we've been waiting for right now. Applegate, Iverson, and Lesko. What a run by Applegate.
Applegate with the brand new tires. We're 3 wide. Iverson touches Lesko, cuts back down low. Lesko lets off the throttle. Applegate around the outside, gonna retake the lead here on lap 107.
What a assertive pass by the 14 of Applegate. What that pass said right there, Mean Gene, is I know you don't want me to do this, but there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
How about Joe Volpes watching by being like, oh God, all three of them are going to wreck.
Please, 3 wide, yes. And then not quite. Lesko's going to have to figure this out sooner rather than later, though, me and Gene. I know, per usual with Lesko, waiting for a caution in the second half of a race. Ugh.
Yep. Lesko on the air right now talking about he unclicked tires.
Yeah. Called it. Oh, of all the races to make that mistake.
Well, that was one of the things we talked about is who is going to make a better move in the pits. And Volpes here is trying to get around Nate. They're in a battle. This is going to cost Joe a little bit of time as little wall hit there by Tony Iverson.
They're all doing that. They're using that as the brakes for some reason. They're just NASCAR heat in this place. But there it is. Oh my goodness, Lesko not going to make this easy for Volpes. And don't count out Volpes. As always, doing a phenomenal job of playing the strategy game and putting himself in position to have a chance to win this race. And he's going to complete the pass right here.
Yep. Looks at there he is. Volpes finally in the clear. Going to get by into 3rd place. Nate Lesko on those older tires. Last came down on lap number 88. Eric, about how far could you push these cars on fuel?
I was pulling about 42 to 43 laps, so I'm not really sure what that looks like for these other guys, but that's about what I was getting. I feel like Kevin Kyle's been running his car longer than most everyone else.
Yeah, Kevin
He's
pretty
the leader
good.
right now.
Yeah, he was. Yep, then you're going to bring it down. So let's do some backwards math. Applegate last come in on 104. Let's add 80, would you say 88 laps? That brings us to about 192. So they're going to need at least a pit stop and a splash and go unless some serious saving can be made. Now, Applegate and Redinger are the last 2 to come in on lap 104 and 105. Meanwhile, Iverson, Volpes, Lesko, they came in on 88 and 90 for Joe Volpes. So those 3 definitely going to need a full fuel stop and then a splash and go. Meanwhile, Applegate and possibly Kenneth Redinger, if they were saving fuel early in this run, maybe they could. But I'll tell you, Eric, it didn't look like Applegate was saving fuel when he made that 3-wide move out there.
I don't think he saved it out this entire race. That man is just going.
It's really amazing to see the speed that this guy has been able to use. You guys talked about it earlier, how he can hug the apron coming in, cut the track shorter, and then somehow have that amazing exit speed. Grant just really putting it together. We saw Grant come into his own at the end of last year. Then the playoffs came. He really ran that gambit to take that championship. Here he is again. getting on fire at exactly the right time. That lead over Tony now 3.3 seconds. Last lap, Applegate 0.4 of a second faster than Iverson and Vulpes. Meanwhile, Nate Lesko, he is running a 31.4. Eric, that is
He's got a pit.
0.7 of a second slower than Grant.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know. He's got an extra few ponies in that car or something. He's flying. It's not even just that he's fast on the short run; it's he's not giving up anything either throughout the run. And
That's what I said.
That's what's really impressive about what he's doing right now. And I don't know how he's doing it, but kudos to him.
And
Grant, go ahead.
Applegate's at that point to where he'll need to do this on fuel soon anyway, Mean Gene. So I don't know what the holdup is. I think it's just where he is in terms of track position, wanting that caution, but this might take away his chance to win this thing.
Well, we were doing the backwards count. Eric said, what'd you say, 42, Eric?
42 to 43 is what I was getting.
So let's say 44, or just for fun, that's 88. Add it to the 104, that puts us at 192 laps for Grant. So he's still going to come up about 8 short.
Right.
So, a full gas stop and then a splash and go, which is what everybody's going to need. Here comes Lesko.
Oh, here it comes.
All right, so he's
Check
sitting
those
now
tires
on 117. That puts him exactly in that window that Eric just gave to us. Look at that.
Man, I told you he's going to be a great pit reporter, Mean Gene. Got the next Jamie Little over here.
This is as soon as the window opened.
Why would you come in a minute later? And please, there we go.
Right sides up. You got the tires checked, at least the right sides.
Jacked up that car for the love of
right
goodness.
Down. All right, left side up. You got all four on it this time.
Eric, what's that car in front of him right there? It's not. What's that car in front of him?
That looks like. Hold on. Oh, that's me. That's my car. The '77 Powell's
I gotta go look at it. There we go.
Chevrolet.
Oh,
looking good. Oh yeah.
It was looking good at the start. It's just not looking so good anymore. But
yeah. So here we go. Now this is going to be interesting. Nate Lesko finally on the green with the fresh tires. Got a little bit of air in front of him, but then that lap traffic going to come around. Currently being shown as the first car a lap down, and he's got a ways to go before he's going to catch up to Grant as well. So if a caution came out, he would be not, starting at the back of the field, which would make his plight even greater.
Yeah, he's going to want to get ahead of Applegate as soon as possible, and that will not be easy. Here he is in the backstretch. Applegate looks to be entering. Is that 1 and 2, or is that? Oh God, that's 1 and 2. So yeah. Man, nearly a full racetrack by. That's not going to happen on speed. Yeah, this is a brutal situation for Lesko. Like you said, maybe the pits can somehow work out in his favor. I think on this point, if you're him, you're going to want to try to stay on the offense. But he is definitely fighting from underneath right now. This is Vulpes and Iverson who have to worry about this, but they are a full, like Gambrel's been saying. I don't know how many extra horsepower are in that 14, but it's quite a few because it's swelled up to 5 seconds again.
Yeah, sure. So Grant Applegate dominates last year at Kentucky. Clearly the fastest car here today as this race unfolds. We're on lap number 121. You're watching live on the Vortex Racing Network. Monday Night Mayhem Championship Monday here at Kentucky Speedway. And you know what? I think now is a good time as any. Oh, Tony, he's going to answer the bell.
I
he
would
did
do
not
that
want us
too.
to go to a KK Woodscape trophy.
What happens if you follow the leader, Mean Gene?
You get second?
Yep, you follow the leader. Iverson, remembering those words, you gotta do something different. I don't know what the plan is here. My assumption obviously is 4, right? Get them on sooner than your competitor, because he's gonna need a few laps of Applegate staying out for this to work out. And he's also gonna have to be so mindful of these tires on this run to make sure that these last and his speed does not fall off the way it has been, because it's not happening to Applegate. But on top of that, Mean Gene, what I think the plan must be here, what you guys were talking about, Applegate's going to need us splash and go at the end. What Iverson, I think, is committing to here is 2 high offense 4-tire runs.
He's got to do something different if he wants to close that gap. Meanwhile, you can see Applegate. He's coming up on
Let's
Dargert.
go.
Put him a lap down. There it is. Now Dargert and Beverly both a lap
Oh,
down.
man.
So that is going to make it even more difficult.
They're not
Now,
even a lucky
Beverly,
dog.
though, Beverly pit on 105, as did Applegate. So
Right.
those are the same tires. He's just kind of trailing him. But John is currently in that lucky dog situation if a caution was to come out. Lesko, 19 seconds behind John Beverly, as is Tony Iverson. See Iverson slowly creeping up on Lesko is about 0.7 of a second are going to separate those two championship drivers back in 13th and 14th.
And there is Lesko getting around Parham right there. That's not for position. Jay Dagger would be next up, and that is far ahead of him. So a lot of work here to do, but Dagger looking to having some trouble right now.
Into the pits.
Yeah, it looks like he did. So I think Lesko will get around him as Dagger actually seeming to have a hard time. Maybe he has a penalty here, as he's having a hard time getting up to speed, hugging the bottom of the racetrack. But Lesko is going to love to get that position back, and then next up will be Beverly to get to that lucky dog. Luckily for him, if there was a caution, I think there would be a wave around. And here's Iverson on Lesko.
Oh, here comes Iverson. He's charging about as hard as one can. Goes underneath.
Done.
Slams up front in front of Lesko. Back down to the apron. Aggressive move by the Undertaker. And he is going to clear that path, and he is driving away right now from Lesko.
You got to think, too, that one thing that's on Iverson's mind is I cannot make it easy on Nate Lesko and Joseph Volpis. If I can't get this done, let me at least make sure my teammate can. So that I think that was that right there. Some pretty offensive driving by Tony Iverson. I mean, it's the championship race. All bets are off.
I tell you, though, if Tony gets close to him, I think a bump and run, a little tombstone might be in order for whoever stands between him and that championship. Tony Iverson, 2 championship 4 appearances over the last 2 seasons. This is his 3rd in a row. No way he's going to let something as trivial as being teammates in his way. No Joe Gibbs, no Roger Penske, no to Mr. Hendricks.
Hey.
I want a ring.
Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson wreck each other all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I agree with you as well. Hey, it took me 3 tries, me and Gene, and I will say, but that 3rd time is when it starts to creep in your mind, like, is it just not meant to be? Because it's so hard to even get to this race and to be here. So once you get here, I think it's a lot like, the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, anything like that. You think you're going to win it once you get to this point, and it's so hard not to numerous times before you do. But Iverson, it's not over yet. We have a mixed bag of strategies, like we said. It's going to be fun to see how this all shakes out.
Iverson is 0.2 of a second slower than Grant Applegate
That cannot
right
happen.
now, and he's on brand new tires.
That's terrible. And you were right about that. That cannot... 0.2 faster this lap, but still, it needs to be far more considerable than that. I mean, we're talking a 5-second lead before he pit.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he was on par with him that lap. Ugh.
Very painful to watch. Now, again, the guys that are the top 8, top 10, they're all going to need to pit one more
Here comes
time
Volpis.
for
Volpis
a
coming
full
down.
green.
All right. Here comes Volpis. Oh, that was so hot. Oh, I hope that was good.
Look at him looking at the MRL officials saying, no, I'm good.
Just go ahead and right-click that. Clear black flag. I'm just kidding. He would never.
Yeah.
Whoa, hello. Was that Dargert? Yeah, hi, Dargert.
It's back.
I believe he got it. Dargert's been calling people by saying he's having an issue with his clutch.
Yeah, okay. I saw something horribly wrong with that car. That makes a lot more sense as we're going to see Volpis here come in for 4 and pray to... Sorry, Dargert. And pray to all that's holy that we don't see him sitting here for an extra 40 seconds. I don't think he was speeding. It's Joseph Volpis. He wasn't. He's good. He is good. Oh, I mean, like I always say, or both of you guys, the best pit entries are the ones that look like you're speeding.
Well, that one definitely looked like
Yeah.
speeding. Speaking of speeding, look at this, 31.08. That last time.
Whoa, I just heard an
around
engine blow.
Tony Overson, 30.88. So he is 0.2 faster that last time. Again, though, you're going to have to do the math of adding the whole pit stop, braking, accelerating out of the pits to this equation of that lead. But you can see it is a full lap. It is 48 seconds ahead, which is exactly the pit lane time.
Did you see Joseph Volpus there on Steve Lewis there? I mean, I'll just fast forward real quick and rewind real quick. Look at this speed difference here. Think this guy wants a championship? Look at this move right here. Granted, very different tire situations, but watch Volpus just wrap this one in two right here. This is gorgeous. Pie. Jeez. Immediately becomes a speck in the windshield of Steve Louis. And yeah, I heard an engine blow. I think it was probably just the third time.
That was,
it was
Jay
yours.
Dargett's.
It was Dargett's finally? Okay, I thought it was yours again, Eric. I thought they were trying to fix it and they just blew it up again.
Mine had nothing left in it after we hit the wall. I left it on the racetrack.
The engine's out. Okay, you're right.
Love it. Well, I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for the next pit stops to come out, why don't we throw it over to a quick KK Woodscape?
Yeah, let's do that. I definitely have that set up, and I always don't take forever to find it. Wait. Oh, you want the full commercial? I got you, Mean Gene. Give me just a sec.
I want to hear Kevin's sweet voice
about manicured nails and all that. It is really good. Here we go.
Yes, I want to hear the manicured nails.
Here at KK Woodscapes, we only work with the finest woods, the finest tools. We sand the wood here at KK Woodscapes. We stir the paint with a wooden stick here at KK Woodscapes. And then we brush the wood with a wooden brush here at KK Woodscapes. And when it's all said and done, we have these perfectly manicured nails. Put the plaques in the trophies, in the envelopes, ship them to your box, and on your way to you to commemorate your special day. Got wood, KK Woodscapes.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, though, those trophies, they're good for about anything, man. Fantasy football, fantasy sports, individual achievements, youth sports. If you're into trophies, those things would last a while, and they look really nice on your wall.
So much wood. Especially that commercial. And yeah, back-to-back ARCA championships could be good for that.
It could be.
As you see right now,
Grant Applegate,
just
8
dominating.
seconds.
Lewis Hamiltoning the field right now.
Yes, make it happen. Last lap, 31:10.
Gross.
You can see, again, Iverson just a tad faster than him. So Tony pushing this thing about as hard as anybody else on the track. The question will be, will he be able to compensate for the splash and go time? Grant is going to do a quick splash and go, whereas Tony's going to have a little bit longer to get that last bit of fuel in.
Yeah, he is. It's going to be interesting. And you know, I like to do those custom driver descriptions. I'm going to have one that applies to everyone in this field, not named Grant Applegate. And here it is. Ken Threadinger, trying his best. Wyatt Mickelson, aren't they all, Mean Gene?
Yes.
16 seconds back, but trying his best. Ryan Holla, Jay Stinson, absolutely trying their best.
Oh, look at this. Speaking of trying their best, look at Novella.
Ooh, is Novella trying his best?
Novella's trying harder. He just passed Grant.
He passes Grant Applegate. And yeah, getting that lap back. And that's going to be...
It's called down to pit road right here.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so Grant Applegate, I have to take off this graphic because he is doing more than trying his best.
Well, maybe you're talking about the pit stop. Let's see what he does.
Don't get greedy here, Grant. Don't get greedy here, Grant. Great stop. Jeez, this guy has just been perfect today. Sticking out the shell, Mean Gene.
All right.
Take zero
tires. Did he look good on speed, Eric?
He looked good on speed from my end.
Oh, he looked real good. He looked conservative, if anything.
Now, he's
Grant,
been burning up tires, so what do you think here? No tires?
Yeah, hopefully. I think he waits the 13 seconds. I think he does the Let's Go strategy. Wait the tire amount. Oh, he goes too far. He goes too far. Okay, maybe we'll have something here.
Oh, The tip went right over.
Uh-huh. That cost Tony Iverson a very similar mistake. 3 seconds. Otherwise, perfect pit stop here. But that...
Okay, so there it is. That's 4 tires.
Oh, it's going to be close here. Here comes Iverson. This is going to be really close. Oh, it's going to be really close. Mean Gene, but Iverson will obviously be on way older tires. But a different agenda as well. Will Iverson get there? I don't think so. It's going to be just too... not quite there, and Applegate's gonna sail away with those fresher tires. But with these different strategies, if you're Iverson, pit sooner rather than later, get those 4 tires the second you're in the pit window. I mean, tell me if you would do this, Grant. If you're Tony, I mean, I'm sorry, if you do this, Eric, if you're Tony here, the second you're in the pit window, get those 4 tires on it, get back on the offense.
I mean, I think that's all you can do is
right.
Short pit it and then just hope for the best.
And I assume, how many extra sets did you guys have for this race?
I don't know how many extra we had. I think we started with 5 in the pits.
Okay, so Tony should have 2 more.
Which means we started with 5 in the pits.
Okay, 5 in the pits is a lot. That's a lot. So that means, yeah, Tony could pit here on the short run like we're talking about. Or, I'm sorry, shortcut it there. And then if, God forbid, there is that late caution, he would still have a set.
So again, Eric said 42-ish laps, which
that's out the window.
means
So
somewhere
7 more
around 7, 8 more laps that it's going to open up.
Actually, it's I can't math at all, Mean Gene. It's 11
let's say
more.
10 to be safe.
Yeah, it's 10 more. God, I can't math. But Iverson, yeah, this is not over. It's going to be interesting. It's been exactly what Gambrel's been alluding to this entire broadcast. It's just the undeniable, unfathomable speed of Grant Applegate could make this all irrelevant. What is he doing differently? Let's go on board and see if there's something crazy we're missing. Sponsored by Fish Speed Brakes here. So he stays in 4th out of 4. Is that what you're doing, Eric?
Staying on 4th out of 4? Yeah, I mean, I was... Oh, looks like Joe Volpus also pitted here.
Again?
I believe so.
Let's see here. Volpus. Yeah, you're right. Lap 135. Okay. So Volpus going to bring it down. As we go back on board with Applegate. This time he never... So he's in 4th, and then he shifts into 5th once he exits 4. And then interestingly, he stays in 5th all the way through 1 and 2. Is that normal?
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay. Just a very, very obvious lack of steering wheel movement, which is what you need for the long run. He doesn't even drive it in that shallow, and that's what blows my mind. To be that good on the long run and to not drive it in shallow is insane to me.
Yeah, just running that second lane, and the track temp just must be so perfect for him right now with this driving style, and he's just wrapping that second lane, not scuffing the tires. Last lap, you could see he ran insanely fast, 30.73. Yeah. That's
what
a little bit.
What's interesting about Grant too is he's doing not through 3 and 4, but through 1 and 2. He does one of the long run no-nos that Jordan teaches us in the track guides, which is, watch this, guys. He will get straight off really aggressively right here. Straight off. And then, actually, that was different that time. The lap before, he was so hard on and off. That time, so much more gradual. Big thing about saving tires is being gradual on and off the throttle. Look how good he is at that at 3 and 4. It absolutely
He's listening
insane.
to the broadcast. He heard you.
He did, honestly. He probably did. He was way ahead of me there. It's like, oh, Jordan taught me better. I think one thing that he's taking advantage of, too, is another thing that Eric talked about, is how that 3 and 4 exit gets so much wider than the 1 and 2. Here we are again. We're going through 1 right now. And so pay attention out of 2 here to how this track stays really the same width. It doesn't give you any extra racetrack, right? Oh, if anything, it feels a little bit more shallow. Luckily, that's the easy turn. That's the one that's more banked. But then you go into 3 and 4, and this is when you're using the brakes. This is when you're absolutely shifting in the next gen. But look at how much of the extra racetrack that Applegate makes sure to use. And not just that, he just makes such a straight line of it by never going to the bottom, which, again, as someone, I have a lot of success at this racetrack. I love this place. That is the opposite of how I drive this place. I go straight to the bottom.
Meanwhile, gas fuel rotating strategies here. Jay Stinson takes over the lead briefly. You can see
He's going to bring it down.
making his way down right now. And
KK.
Skittles going to turn the lead over Kevin Kyle in that number 29 KK Woodscape Toyota.
That would have been the time to run the commercial. But KK looking real good right there in that new paint scheme. Looking like Kyle Larson back when he came back for suspension, which is, yeah, fitting. And then you see Kevin Kyle right there, and he pit last on lap 109. So he has really stressed this thing out. And not just that, I mean, he's put himself in a position to where this will likely be his last pit stop.
Yeah, if he can get to, what, 156?
He's already there in terms of what he's done on this run. So that's what's pretty... Oh, he is very much clutching. Wow, you can hear it outside the race car. I'll go on board with KKA for you guys, but I'll put my bank account on the fact that he's clutching here.
He's got about 8.3 seconds of the gap.
Yep,
so I don't know. Maybe he's not going fast enough. But, I mean, yeah, if he gets to 156, 157 before he pits, he could run that last run wide open pretty much.
Yeah, that's a really good point, too. He doesn't have to be in the defense.
Kevin Kyle's best lap, though.
8 seconds, so who knows?
His best lap, though, is half a second slower than Apple.
Yeah. He doesn't have that raw speed. That's a really good point. He doesn't have... I mean, no one does, if we're being honest. That best Applegate lap makes everybody look bad, me and Gene.
I don't know if this is going to be a winning strategy, but it could be a top 3 strategy.
I agree with that. I agree with that. This is a way to put yourself in a situation that you wouldn't otherwise be in.
No, did you get a late caution? You have a set of tires saved?
Yeah.
Things play out, you know? You could be up front on a late restart, take advantage of it. I mean, you got to try something, right? You follow the leader, then you follow the leader.
Exactly, and he's committed to this one, as we see on board with KK right now. He is clutching through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 as early as you can possibly be, while still maintaining, I mean, not terrible pace, Mean Gene. 31.5 isn't awful.
No, he's about, what, 2 minutes, 90 seconds, 2 minutes away from making it happen.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all going well, and yeah, he's about, I don't know, 2/10 off old tires, so it's not that bad.
Last pit on lap number 109, so he has done a great job here of pushing this thing about as far as you can, and he makes the call.
All right, so it'll be this lap, so that'll be 43. That's easy. Yeah, like Gambriel said, this will be an all-out run. He will not have to even think about it. And that's the best part about executing a fuel strategy, Mean Gene, is when you can do that last run by being like, finally, I can rip the chains off and drive like a race car driver.
Makes you wonder how long he's been
doing that. Yeah,
thinking about this, doing the math, counting backwards.
Doing KK yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. He probably has a little sheet written down, a little cheat sheet.
Exactly.
What fuel strategy to use depending on when the last caution occurred.
And just like how Applegate has extra horsepower, KK definitely has extra toes and fingers because he can do math a lot better than you and I can. That's for sure. But
all right, so. Yeah, that means the window's open for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard Lesko call out that he's coming down.
Good call from Lesko there. Currently sitting in 4th place, a full 10 seconds behind Applegate. You got to, again, do something different. Here comes Lesko. Great call there by Gambriel. And if I am a betting man, guys, Iverson's got to be the next 1 or 2 laps. If you're Iverson, it's not going to get any better. It's 8 seconds. It was 7 last lap when I was about to bring that up. It is bleeding like like a stab victim right now. He's got to pit. He has got to stop this, and he's close to making it useless. So he's got to do it sooner rather than later. It looks like Iverson may be doing it. No, another lap around for the 13. Oh man, Mean Gene, this hurts to watch. 3/10 lost that lap.
Yeah, Tony doing all he can, but the speed of Grant Applegate has just been unparalleled here
4 tires,
today.
let's go.
0.2 of a second faster than everybody else for his best lap. The pit strategy has just fallen his way. We saw Lesko with the tire fiasco. We saw Iverson shoot the pit, come back too slowly. We've seen Joe Vulpes get stuck in traffic. Here we go.
All right, here it comes. Good entry. And you're going to have to think 4 tires here. Maybe you do something crazy, but even those 2 tires, it's not enough time in the pits to save to make it worth it. It would just put you even with Applegate. That's not enough. You're going to have to, in my opinion, hope for a mistake from Applegate, hope for a caution, We'll see what Iverson elects to do here.
Half the decision.
4 tires here for Tony. No surprise there. So that puts this in the hands of Grant Applegate. Does he want to keep this simple, or does he want to go with the splash and go? One thing you can't worry about is the other strategies in the field outside of Joseph Volpes. That's the only one he has to think about. Speak of the devil, though. Let's go on board Volpes and see what he's up to.
And Joe last pitting on lap number 135.
Driving hard.
No way he can push 66 laps out
Exactly.
of
And he's driving hard. So Volpes, his bet is made. All these guys desperate for a caution. This field very spread out, though.
Yeah, so many different strategies going on at the same time with this many green flag laps being run, and just different tires, different fuel. And now that we're in that window, you just have to wonder when these other guys are going to come down. Redinger, Applegate, last pitting 141, 147. You can see Mickelson and Holla last pit on 149. So theoretically, they could make it to about 93.
And they're not planning on it. Here we are on board with Mickelson. Clutch through about 60% of 3 and 4, Mean Gene.
He's trying to get an extra 7 laps out of this run.
Yeah, he is. And I'm always sad that I'm the only one who gets to hear the audio blasting in my ear, because it's hilarious when you hear someone holding the clutch for that long. And here he goes into 1 and 2. He's clutching. He's clutching. He's still clutching. There he goes on the gas. So 50% of every corner. And this is one of those tracks, do not get me wrong, where you can save considerable fuel, because you don't, like we saw with KK over there a couple laps ago, you don't lose that much time if you know how to drive this track.
This is wild. Here comes Applegate.
Yep.
Onto that group. Ryan
fun.
Holla going to be the first guy. Oh, Holla moves.
AK, by the way, is still using the clutch. Like, he's still saving fuel.
So
not
he's
really
still,
sure why.
Yeah,
but he's still doing it.
In max go mode is KK. That's really surprising. Here he is through 1 and 2. No clutch here, but I'm assuming through 3 and 4, which is where it is more advantageous. Maybe he just hasn't figured out 3 and 4 to that degree. I sure as hell know I just did that in Darlington. I was using the clutch, but I didn't even have to, guys.
Oh, look at Louis dropping the hammer.
Oh, this is probably the worst part of Applegate's race. 165 laps deep.
Yep. Let's see here. Mickelson doing the fuel save. Applegate makes his way around the outside. Now Steve Lewis, the last car on the lead lap. Lewis last pit on 139. So he's got about 26 lap old tires. Plenty of race in that hot rod.
And Lewis never makes it easy.
Louis needs a caution.
He does. The first MRL race I ever led, boys, I was lapping Steve Louis, and I wrecked myself on his quarter panel. And I remember looking back at the stream and him being like, I don't know what you thought I was going to do. I was like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, so this is not an easy pass, but he's going to stay to the inside here. And Grant Applegate, so flexible in his line choice. And that's also been a really big thing here today.
Hey, Zach, my first ever QRL race with these guys, I wrecked into Louis as well.
So I think it's really just a badge of honor.
Louis was minding his own business, riding on the high line at Daytona, and I blew a tire and went right up.
Right place, right time for Louis.
Yes, sir.
That's
best
amazing.
Friends ever since.
That's how you generate. That honestly is when I started to become friends with Louis, was after I wrecked myself on him leading a race at Bristol, thinking I was good. But, oh man, nothing compared to this 14. My goodness, they're going to make some anti-Grant Applegate rules is if this has not changed from lap 169.
He's in a Toyota, man.
He's in a Dodge, because that's what's been happening in the truck series.
Nah, I think he's in a Toyota, man. You got to put a parachute on the back of that monster.
Yeah, these right Toyotas there. in next gen and in real life, Mean Gene, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them.
Yep.
It's a Chevy.
Spoken like a Kyle Larson.
Yeah, shut up. That's unrealistic, though. A Chevy going that fast, that's unrealistic.
How about the Penske cars? I think they're straight up sabotaging them.
No, you guys just suck.
Paying the crew to mess up all the time on Blaney.
Yeah, on Blaney. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Every time that, and also just his pit strategy is on the same level as Nate Lesko, not taking tires when he needed tires.
Yep. Meanwhile, Grant Applegate, I don't think we're going to see that guy take tires. We got 31 laps to go. Grant last pit on 141, so he can make it to about 184, 183.
11 more than Vulpes.
He can push it to about 13 more laps if he chooses to do so. And as long as the air stays clean in front of him, I don't see why he would come in early. And I also don't see why he would take tires. Last lap, 30.99. It's still one of the fastest cars out there on the track with the older tires. I think it's a waste of time for him to switch them out.
His 40-lap old tire laps are as fast as some of the people's fastest laps out here. That's how good Grant Applegate is right now. It's disgusting.
Yep.
But on top of that, man, as the racing gods ever smiled on someone as much as they are Grant right now, because not just on top of that, here you are in a Championship 4 race, and I've been in a lot of Championship 4 races against Joseph Vulpes. And man, let me tell you, Mean Gene, if there's one thing I would love to not see in a race where I've controlled it, I have the fastest race car, but there's a weird pit strategy going on, is Joseph Vulpes hanging out in third place, also racing for a championship.
Here he comes. He's pitting right here.
And yeah, here he comes. And this is exactly what I was about to say. He's 11 laps behind Applegate's strategy. So Applegate's going to be able to run this until 19 to go, and there was nothing Vulpes could do. When have we ever seen that? When have we ever seen Joseph Vulpes in a situation to where he can't do some cute stuff on the pits late in a race, especially when an important one?
Let's see. Truck championship.
Okay, don't bring that up. He's going to watch this broadcast. Don't bring that up.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yep.
He didn't watch it.
All right, so now 2 cars.
Oh, Vulpes misses his stall slightly. He comes in a little bit shallow.
Everybody doing that.
Yeah, the opposite for Vulpes. Do you take 4 here? I don't think so. He does. Or he really long pit stop. I saw 2 for Redinger, and Redinger jumped the hell out of him. Redinger a full 2 seconds faster, 2+ really, in the pits that time, Mean Gene, and they both took 2 to my knowledge. Vulpes, big botch there, and I think it was that shallow entry.
Yeah, really unfortunate. So that means we've seen Iverson, Applegate, and Vulpes with pit positioning issues, and then Lesko with the tire issue. So all 4 guys having slight hiccups, but
it's a Champ 4 race.
Yeah, that raw speed of Applegate just been able to overcome all of those things. Right now, he's got a 23-second lead. Does Grant over Matt Novella?
There are 2 cars in the lead lap.
Yeah, only 2, and Lewis, who's also a lap down in third. He still needs that pit stop. Meanwhile,
don't tell him that. He thinks he's in third.
Nicholson, Kyle, and Holla all doing this long run strategy.
Novella bring it down. Novella going to bring it down, so that's going to leave 1 car on. This is among the most dominant performances we have ever seen. And the only one I'm getting vibes of here, Mean Gene, I'm sure you remember this one, is Jordan Fisher at Sonoma, but that's a road course, and that's Jordan Fisher. Jeez, Grant Applegate, this might demonetize us. This is so gross.
We knew watching him last year that he was going to be rough to beat. Got a chance to talk to most of the championship drivers about the different strategies that they were all going to apply here, and each of them had the same concerns, and that was just how quick Grant can make his way around this track, and compound that with the tire fall off not being large enough to punish Grant's speed.
No,
because you don't see him burning the tires off so much that the car is becoming slick. And he's got the same amount of control over this car late in the run that he did beginning of the run, and a full second. Well, he's 1 second off of his top speed here, 38 laps into this run. He's almost at the end of this green fuel run.
And if there's a caution now, he gets the pit. They take the wave around.
It's him versus Louis.
And they would start single file behind him. How hilarious is that? They're all a lap down. They would start single file behind him. There's nothing they can do, Mean Gene. There's nothing they can do. And then on top of that,
except wait for him to pit.
When he pits, it's not going to be as bad as you guys think. He's going to come out in the lead by about 10 seconds. This is insane work by Grant Applegate. We got about 2 laps left, I think, until Grant brings it down. He's going to stretch this thing as long as he can. Why would you not? You want this pit stop to be as short as you can.
If Mickelson can make this fuel run work, Kyle and Holla, if all of them can make it work, they'd be about 4 seconds ahead of him.
And then that would take about 2 laps for that pass to complete. But yeah,
and that's assuming Grant doesn't take tire, that's assuming Grant takes 4 tires.
I think Grant could pit, take 4, pit again, and take 2, and still win this race.
You're the devil.
Like, that's just how insane he is right now. He's putting a road course style beatdown on these boys right now. Someone did their homework. This is impressive. And then Steve Louis, you really cannot take anything away from him. Granted, this is a strategy situation. This guy was nose first in the wall earlier in this race, doing a great job right now, putting down really solid lap times on very old tires. This will likely cycle out well for Lewis and Mickelson, being that these are going to be such short pit stops for them. And then someone like Kevin Kyle, like Gambrill was talking about, I don't think it's going to be a winning strategy, but I think it's definitely on pace to be a podium strategy.
Let's go to the drag race. Nate Lesko, Kenneth Redinger battling for 8th place. Redinger, he last pit on 172. Lesko, 157. So both these guys still thinking if something happens, it could be their day. Meanwhile, I hear the call. Applegate going to bring her down.
Last
All
chance.
eyes on the 14.
And this is like, you got to be as conservative as you've ever been here. Because what has been the issue today, me and Gene, has been drivers beating themselves. And how often do you see that in Championship 4 races? Grant Applegate with his last opportunity to do such a thing right now. That was conservative as can be. Tell you right now.
43 at the line.
43 at the line, okay. So that's about 2 below. So yeah, aggressive but conservative. But yeah, still getting everything you can get. You're going to want a clean entry here, but he has a lot of room to give. But yeah, me and Gene, think about the Phoenix race most recently in IRL NASCAR. You see William Byron hit the wall at Championship 4 contender to bring out the final caution. You see Denny Hamlin shoot himself in the foot with the 4-tire pit stop. Kyle Larson steal the championship. Shout out Kyle Larson. But that, he takes 2 tires. Why not?
2.
Why not? And that, gosh, that was such a fast pit stop. I want whatever software he has. That's a 9-second 2-tire pit stop from Grant Applegate. That is lightning fast.
That's going to keep him in front of the guys that were saving, too.
It will. You are right about that. Mickelson going to come wrap around here, going to be on older tires. Those 2 will be better, and that is the championship contender. It's going to be side by side, and Mickelson is going to have to come back down eventually, sooner rather than later. I think maybe 1 or 2 more laps for that 51 of Mickelson. What a jeez, guys. That was easy.
Yep. Yeah, Wyatt came in that turn a little bit hot. There was no way he was going to hold that thing off. And
I'm in front of Grant.
Right.
I'm in front of Grant.
Look at Grant just driving away so fast. Wyatt doing his best. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place drivers, Mickelson, Kevin Kyle, Ryan Holler, all trying to stretch out this run as far as they can. 16 laps to go, 15 once they hit the line.
KK's done
But
clutching.
those guys all trying to make it happen.
And KK is done clutching. Me and Jane, he is full on right now. That was 3 and 4, and like we were talking about with Eric, if you're saving here, in my opinion at least, you do it in 3 and 4. That's where the proper time to pull in the clutches. And here you go, KK going through 1 and 2, staying through in 5th gear, hard on the throttle, doing all the right things that you would do. And on top of that, 15 laps to go and a 7-second advantage over Tony Iverson with a guy in front of him, Wyatt Mickelson, who has to pit. Kevin Kyle on pace to steal a 2nd place here with that phenomenal counting with his multiple hands and fingers, that birth defect really working out for the Woodman right now.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Kyle pushing it. Tony Iverson moving up into 4th now, getting by Kenneth Redinger. Both those guys pushing as hard as they can. But again, Iverson going to be very, very close. He should have enough fuel to make it to the end. But unfortunately, 12 seconds behind Grant Applegate, the number 13 is at the moment.
And then you saw Volpis with that 12.97 second pit stop, which indicates to me, I think we saw it on camera, a 2-tire pit stop. But not just a 2-tire pit stop, mean Gene, now that we know what 2 tires can look like with Grant Applegate, very slow 2-tire pit stop. A 12.97 versus a 9.62. Are you kidding me? So that is such a massive difference. So not only did Vulpes not execute that pit stop the way I think he was hoping to, he's at that disadvantage with those 2 tires. The reason why you do that is for track position. You didn't get that. So now Vulpes is 4th out of our 4 championship contenders. This one, just everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong for that 98 here today.
Yeah, rough day for the veteran, as he is the 4th of the drivers battling for the championship. Still on that lead lap, but a good 19 seconds behind the number 14. Kevin Kyle is battling now with Wyatt. I think Wyatt is going to try to stretch this thing. Push this thing out, yeah.
Or else,
but Kevin has, gosh, seven more laps of fuel in that thing, so he can open her up now.
And that's why that, like we were talking about earlier, that ability to have that last run be all out, finally let those horses run and do their thing. God, that's a good feeling. You see KK right now putting down some really, really good laps. I believe, yeah, his best lap of the race even was in this run right here. Still in a different universe than Grant Applegate, but nonetheless, Kevin Kyle doing what he needs to do. Certainly has the pace that he needs to have to hold on to the second place. Not to mention that Tony Iverson has just lost the position to Kenneth Redinger.
Yeah, Tony fading just a little bit here toward the end. I think the wind coming out of his sails has, with just 10 laps to go in the race, the realization of what is going on the track becoming very apparent to all the drivers. Looking at the telemetry, Kevin Kyle 7 seconds behind, but 0.5 of a second slower each lap. Wyatt Mickelson in 3rd, but again 9 seconds behind the leader, and even more so, a second, 1.3 seconds slower per lap. The last lap, 30.86. Nobody can match Applegate's speed, even with the 2 tires that he took on lap 183. Nothing but unbridled optimism out the front window of the number 14.
This is mind-boggling, Mean Gene, because really, if you look at this from kind of an objective standpoint, KK has done a phenomenal job earning that finishing position that he's about 8 laps away from getting right now, but you can't really put him on the same trajectory, I guess you could say, as Grant Applegate in terms of the way they approach this race. Nor can you Ken Mickelson, nor can you Ken Redinger. He was also on that KK strategy. The first one you can is Tony Iverson, and he is half a track in front of him. These are 30-second laps, and he is 15 seconds in front of him. This is as dominant of a race as you will ever see.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the final count on how many laps Grant led. He got by Joe Vulpes so quickly at the beginning of the race. Vulpes taking the pole, Applegate starting 3rd, and then quickly to the front. And it has just been watch the 14 burn those 30-second laps repeatedly here tonight.
I want to see the fast lap stats too, Mean Gene. Can't tell you how many times I've dominated a race, and I look at the fast lap stats, which is how many times around the race, so 200 laps in this race, how many times were you the fastest car that lap, right? I can't tell you how many times I've been what I thought was dominant and have like been the fastest in a race like this, like 7 times. I bet Applegate is going to be like 180. It's going to be unfathomable numbers. This is a 150 speed rating race, meaning perfect. I've only done that once or twice in my career, and it takes a lot. And coincidentally, last time I did it was here. Applegate has this place figured out in a way that makes me feel like I should never come back here.
Meanwhile, out on the track, Kenneth Redinger has passed Wyatt Mickelson to move into the podium position. He's about 1.3 seconds faster. Redinger dropping the hammer. Last lap, 31.14. So he was the second fastest car out there on the track that last time. The 42 is about 6 seconds behind.
Yeah, not enough time.
Kyle, though, and with only 4 laps to go, 3 when Applegate hits the line. As long as Kevin's got enough fuel in that thing, he ought to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, Grant coming across the start-finish line, and we got 3 laps to go here before we crown our Season 6 champion. Last year, Grant Applegate came out of nowhere to claim the title. And this year, though, no rookie sensation story if Grant has something to say about it. Instead, it's going to be a super sophomore story as Applegate's still putting down fast laps here at Kentucky.
Yeah, he is. Last thing as this season winds down, yet another one. What an incredible season. Cannot wait until it all comes together for Kenneth Redinger. Cannot wait until he is full time here. He is a championship 4 contender, and man, is he showing right here at Kentucky that he would have had something to say about this thing if he was in that group of 4. Cannot wait to see Redinger next year. He is going to be calling it now, racing for this championship next year. Tony Iverson is going to add to that, me and Gene. 2 to go here. Iverson going to be the runner-up for the 2nd straight year. Not going to win this championship, but that many championship appearances, you got to always remember, if you have that many chances at it, it will happen eventually, but not meant to be this year. White flag for Grant Applegate, looking at a back-to-back championship.
Oh, and it's so wild to look at the 3 other contenders. Iverson, 0.8 of a second ahead of Lesko. Joe Volpis behind him. They are in 4th, 5th, and 6th. But again, the story, Grant Applegate. 9 cars on the lead lap, the 14 on the backstretch right now as he is chasing down Matt Novella. But more importantly, he is chasing down the 2nd championship of his career, bringing it around, and it is going to be the 14 of Grant Applegate. He is your champion. Wow, what a dominant performance here today.
Insane by Grant. I'll go ahead and say it, the best oval performance we have ever seen on MRL Monday nights. And what a better time to do it than the championship race. That was dominance in its purest form. You cannot say this guy didn't earn it. Grant Applegate, back-to-back champion. Congratulations, Mr. Applegate.
Oh, and here he goes. He's going to do it.
He's going to do it. Oh, he's going to tease us.
Yeah, that was fake. He's going to keep rolling it. Unless he blew it up.
And I'm sure we'll get to talk to all 4 of our contenders here, and there's going to be some broken hearts as Applegate parks it, actually. Maybe too emotional.
What's he doing? It's a surprise.
I know. I do remember the first time I won one.
Window.
I was crying too hard to do burnouts for a while. Finley Farms on the car this week too. That's really cool. Kyle Larson brought to NASCAR sponsor, I should say. Very, very cool. And there it is. Grant Applegate gonna burn it down for, what is that, the 6th time this season?
Yeah, most wins on the year out of all the drivers. Is he trying to sign his name? Is he trying to make a G? What's he doing?
That would be impressive as hell, and I'd just give up iRacing if he was able to do that.
Oh, he's trying to do the Denny Hamlin thing. There he goes.
That is so hard to do. That is so hard. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, let's get some good camera angles of this.
The Denny.
Oh, makes it to the start finish line. That's a good looking burnout. I mean, Gene, I'll give that one a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
Don't damage her.
He did the Denny.
Back-to-back champions. What must that feel like? And then, to my knowledge, the first ever back-to-back champion on Monday nights. Besides the ARCA series.
At this. And here he goes. Here he goes. Going to try it again.
You got it, buddy.
Get it for the fans in turn 4.
Use the Finley Farms within you. Ah, it's so hard, me and Gene. It's so hard. I've tried.
He's having a big time down there. Gonna have to snag him.
All right, so coincidentally, we may end up with way too many reviews here today because our top 3 only includes 1 Championship 4 driver. A champion.
Nope.
All right, so let's just bring Redinger in here.
No. Before y'all kick that off, I'm going to say thank you all for letting me show
Oh, thank you for joining us. Dude, you were wonderful.
Sir.
Thank you for joining us, Eric.
That one's for Mr. Gambrel. Thank you for joining us, brother.
That means he really loves you.
Yeah. All right. So Grant is going to burn this thing down all day long.
Yeah, he needs a lot of fuel.
Yeah. Is making it happen. Yeah, he probably took extra fuel just for this one. He knew.
So who are we talking to first, my friend?
I want to talk to Grant.
Let's get him.
I want to, let's write on down.
He's probably still screaming.
Yeah. It's Grant Applegate, season 6 champion. How you feeling?
I feel obviously happy. I mean, the race went how I wanted it to.
I got to tell you, man, that was about as dominant of an oval performance as we have seen. How much practice did you put going into this thing? Is this your track? I mean, spill the tea, man.
Please.
I think it's just, you know, I put so much work in it last season to win the championship that this season I did one practice with Fisher. I appreciate him, as always. And yeah, I did one practice with him, and I'm like, oh, I'm way better than I was last year. So, yeah, I was like, okay, we're good. Let's see what how the race happens. And then got in the race, and the way I felt coming into the race is the way the race went. So.
Now, the most challenging part to me seemed to be perhaps the start of the race. You were in third, so you had two cars side by side in front of you. How long did it take you to make your way through that? And was that the most challenging moment?
Is that a facetious question?
No. No, I mean, this thing looked about as smooth as it can get. I'm trying to look for trouble that you might have faced.
The trouble was the caution. We came out with 147 to go or whatever. Yeah, because obviously Kevin Kyle got second because he saved fuel. So when that caution came out, I was like, you gotta be effing shitting me. And I started saving gas at the beginning of that run, and I was like, I was just saving in case the front, or in case Iverson, Lesko, or Volpus was saving. And then we ran about 10 laps. I seen none of them were really saving, so I was like, okay, I have to save harder than I am now to make it, which means there's no way that they're saving, so let's just hammer down and go. And I caught up to Iverson, and that's what I would call the hardest part of the race, was sitting there behind Tony and kind of worrying about whether I was going to be able to get by him and then get by Lesko. And then Tony gave himself wheel damage, and Lesko didn't put tires on. So all that worrying was for nothing.
Exactly. We were keeping an eye on all four of the contenders tonight, and it seemed like everybody had a little bit of difficulty in the pits or something that just kind of snake bit them. But the raw speed tonight, just watching that, and it was, you led 90 laps last season at Kentucky. This year, I don't have the final total on how many you led, but it just seemed like everything was dialed in. Talk to me about the track. Was it tight at the beginning of the run, loose late in the run? Anything surprise you about how this evening unfolded at there in Sparta?
It kind of ran the exact same way it did last year, other than it rubbered in, which kind of it changed it a little bit. It felt like turns 1 and 2 got tighter the more we rubbered it in, and then 3 and 4 got almost looser. But then the temperature cools down, and then that fixes that issue for a little bit until you put more rubber on it. Then it got colder again, so it would get a little tight, and then you pit, and it fixed itself. And then it would get a little tight, and we pit, and it fixed itself. So track-wise, I mean, I felt like it was pretty racy. I know a lot of people didn't feel that way, but it kind of just felt like 1 and 2, you just had to make sure not to get stuck in dirty air. It seemed like a lot of people were just missing the bottom. So if you just kind of held your ground and ran the yellow line and then do something down in 3 and 4 to gain your time, that's what I did when I was trying to pass people. But I don't know. I mean, I really like the track. It's my hometown track, and I know a lot of people don't like it. It is tight. It is aero issues, but I feel like it's a track that takes a lot of trying to think of the word for it, creativity,
precision too, I think, as well. Just because there's seams in 3 and 4 you got to use to turn the car if you're not running the very bottom and all that. So yeah, just I really like the track, and yeah. You see those stats, right, Manjin?
Yeah, last year your fastest lap here was a 30.312. This year, 30.14.
And that fastest lap from last year still would have been the fastest lap in this race if you didn't put down the 134 or 143.
Yep.
That's ridiculous, Grant.
I mean, like I said, to be completely honest, I came into this race wanting to lead every lap, and I mean, I led
148. 148, my friend.
Damn people and their damn fuel mileage.
Oh,
Let me do it.
Took
They
away his
got
Grand
you.
Slam.
But yeah,
They got you. They took it away. Yeah, this heck of a race, dude. Congratulations again. So next season, Grant gonna come. We're gonna see that 14 coming back.
I don't know if it'll be a 14, but yeah, we'll be here next season.
Ooh.
Oh,
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if I get a number change, I probably won't.
Any teasers of what it would be?
Well, no, because there's no point in teasing it, because I doubt I'll get it.
It's a 41.
Oh,
Just kidding.
God, no.
it's the 41. Ryan Hollis says no.
I know where the odds of that number is taken.
But
Mhm.
no, yeah, just we'll see. We'll see how next season goes.
Well, you know,
I'll
you
be
can do
here.
it like the NFL, man. You just kind of give them a little bit of, you get them a piece of jewelry with their new number on it, and then they give up the old number.
Exactly.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm trying to figure out if I want to be 14 or 57 in every league I run in.
There we go.
So, honestly, I kind of like the 14 font more, but I run the 57 in everything else. So it's
Larson fan over here.
a Larson and a Tony Stewart fan.
Hell
so
yeah, my friend.
the Tony Stewart 14, I kind of like the way the number looks more. But
Finley
like I said,
Farms.
and everything. Instead of having to change the damn the paint scheme every week, you want to try to get every league on the same page. So I don't know. We got probably at least a month, if not a couple months, to the next season. So we'll see what happens.
First world problems, me and Jane.
Mhm. Yeah, first world problems. Well, Grant, congratulations, my friend. Amazing race, amazing season, as you end up with the most wins and another championship to raise above your head here from Victory Lane. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here today on this special day?
Oh yeah, last race of the season. So just actually want to shout out everybody who was here all year. Lesko was racing with him a lot. Redinger raced a lot with Vulpes, the admins and all that stuff. But people who showed up every week, especially just these races. I mean, they're fun the way they are, but they'd be real boring if we had 8 to 12 cars. So just people who show up on a consistent basis. I only said a couple names because I was looking at the finishing results. And Kyle doesn't race every week at the moment. He's kind of hit and miss. But yeah, just appreciate everybody who's around and races every week and shows up. Wouldn't have a league to run in if we didn't have any cars running. So just shout out to everybody who races in this league cleanly and respectfully. Best on-track racing of any league I run in. So I know I'm not the easiest to deal with, and I can be annoying, but I just want everybody who does end up hearing this that I very much appreciate running in this league with everybody who's here.
There you go. Well, humble in victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Applegate, seasons 5 and 6, back-to-back champion, and takes the checkered flag here at Kentucky Speedway. Grant, you deserve it. You've earned it. Go have a couple of cold ones on me tonight.
Has anybody won 3 in a row?
No one's won back-to-back championships.
Nobody's
and
won
no one's won 3 in a row.
back-to-back on Mondays.
Maybe Bollinger has won 3 in a row, but that's a first back-to-back championship. And like I said when you watch the broadcast, that's probably, I think, easily the most dominant overperformance ever here. So hats off, Grant.
I appreciate it. You'll have a good night.
Another championship, and man, it was just dominant to watch the speed of that car. It wasn't
Jordan Fisher
just
teach him?
the fuel strategy working out for him. It was just raw speed lap after lap.
I've never in my life, me and Gene, seen a combination of, like you just said, raw speed and long run speed like we just saw with Grant. It was reminiscent of AJ Benish the year I won on this very network, the year I won the championship where I had nothing for him. And I gladly took a Ryan Blaney championship. And man, this was on a different level from that. I would have finished further behind him than Tony did today, that's for sure. My goodness, that was lights out speed at a track that I oftentimes feel like I have more figured out than other people. I've never been so bewildered watching somebody insane work by him.
Hey, let's go ahead and pop up the final results for today's race. Go ahead and let's run down that finishing order. Of course, Grant Applegate taking that win. Second place today. How about Kevin Kyle making a rare start? Kevin, of course, the owner of the Sim and Destroy Racing Company car. We saw Zach Winstead start the season in that ride. Zach, congratulations, had a baby this year. Well, his wife had the baby, not him.
Oh,
or he would be extremely wealthy. Kevin taking over the wheel and comes home in that second place. Third tonight, Kenneth Redinger. Great run there. Back up on the podium is the number 42. And then we're going to see the 3 championship contending drivers: Tony Iverson, Nate Lesko, Joe Volpus, 4, 5, and 6.
Would have been a good race for that.
Yeah, they normally would have been a great race.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Holla going to bring it home in 7th here tonight. And I believe, did Ryan end up? Yes, he did. He ended up pushing 51 laps out of that car there at the end. Yeah.
149,
so Ryan,
yeah.
Good job. Pushed it 51 laps to go ahead and take that 7th spot. Matt Novella going to bring it home in 8th. Wyatt Mickelson, another guy, he pushed those 51 laps out of it to go ahead and get him 9th place. And then Jay Stinson bringing it home in 10th. Louis with a good day considering that early accident that he had. Lucas Alves got to be disappointed, dropping 10 spots after
great
the
run from
second
Lucas.
place start. But very competitive out there today. The commish, John Beverly, bringing it home in 13th. Brandon Guerin, 14th here tonight. Justin Parham. And then we start to see guys that had a little bit of difficulty out there. Jay Dargert, I think he left a message about what happened to his car, but Mean Gene doesn't have his reading glasses on.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You really are Joe Logano.
Oh, yeah. Throttle broke. Throttle broke, but he got it fixed, but the engine blew up.
That's worse than the clutch.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Oh, that's why it blew up. Okay, because it was probably pinned. Makes sense.
Yep, and then Eric Gambrill, we saw his accident early on, and Zach Clausen almost made it 1 lap.
He almost did it, Mean Gene. I mean, one thing that's crazy interesting to look at here is you see Steve Louis, who was running second late in the race. He does pit. He ends up 11th a lap down. But then you look at Wyatt Mickelson, who was right behind him. Remember that? He was in 3rd place, right behind Louis. He never pits. He just holds on for whatever it takes to get across that start-finish line. He ends up in the lead lap in 9th place. So, man, it's a lose-lose in some ways, but also always interesting to me to see how that shakes out.
Lucas Alves, another guy that he pit on 153 and ended up pushing that thing all the way to the end. So
one of those guys that's going to figure out next year. Yeah, I see Lucas Alves being like Wyatt Mickelson next year, where they're on the right side of that strategy and they're getting those top 5s consistently. Can't wait to see what next year looks like with those guys.
Yep. So let's see if we can hunt down Kevin Kyle.
Yeah, please.
See what he's got to say for his.
Who's he mad at today?
I don't know. Kevin Kyle, you got Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella in the booth. You there, brother?
Hey, yeah, man, I'm here.
Hey, KK.
Who got second?
Just some dirty fuel mileage guy.
Oh, yeah, I hate those guys.
Yeah, I hate them.
Well done, KK. That was fun. We were actually, hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast. We were on you pretty early on, riding on board with you, but not as early as I think you were. How early was that the agenda?
As soon as that flag came out and there was 138 laps to go, and if you divided it by 3, you could barely make it. So I figured I'd give it a shot. So yeah, that was the plan, man. Gave it a shot and still, came up short. So it's all good.
Okay, so actually we did cover the whole thing. That's exactly when we started covering you and realizing what you were doing. And also we actually happened to have Gambrill in the booth at the time, who had unfortunately been right in front of you, wrecked out of this race. But on top of that, he did say exactly what I think a lot of us in the booth were feeling was this isn't going to be a race winning strategy, but it's going to be a podium strategy. It ends up being exactly that. But on your end in the race car, did it feel like a race winning strategy, or were you just thinking maybe the caution comes at the right time and I could do something about that? What were the thoughts as that started to work the way it needed to?
That first stint, I started in the back of the field and then worked my way up to 8th. So I felt good in the car. And then, like I said, where the caution came out, it was just too tempting not to try it. And then, yeah, I knew Grant was leading. Wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but I knew I was leading laps some cycles. So I knew maybe there's a chance I could win one here. and yeah, just wasn't meant to be. So it's heartbreaking again to be so close. Chances don't come that often, but it's all right. It was a good chance at it, and yeah, it's what it is, man.
Just wait till you see the Darlington broadcast tomorrow, my friend, of the ARCA race, and if you want to see heartbreaking. But beyond that, I mean, I agree with you, and honestly, in any other normal race, which is always the worst, and I've been here before, where it's like, if some alien named Grant Applegate wasn't here, this was going to be an easy win for you. So with that said, still so much speed in that 29 race car, still so much speed with you. I know a lot going on with you. What's the plan looking for next year in terms of your schedule, full-time, part-time, where, and what, do you have any idea right now?
I don't know, man. It's kind of like, it's hard coming somewhere where you get blown out of the water each time. So maybe take a break, go run somewhere else with some different people just to have a break from it, because it does get a little tiring getting beat by the same people constantly. But I mean, that's the only way I guess you get better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it'd be nice to get a change of scenery for sure. So maybe somewhere where they don't feed each other fish sticks all the time, be a nice place to start. But other than that, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe just stick with Tuesday night and work from there on, and I don't know.
Yeah, at least they let you race there. I'm jealous of you that they let you race there, or else I'd come there and ruin it for you guys too. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, Grant, an incredible driver, a rookie last year though, so it's a wild thing to see. I mean, again, I get it, the Premier League, but me and Gene actually talked about this during this race, and we were talking about you need to suck in certain leagues to be good in others. I remember I was terrible in other leagues when I was lucky enough to be competing for wins in Thursday Night MRL back when the Truck Series was there. But yeah, it's a weird dichotomy there. But dude, second place, tons of speed, different strategy. Don't be too hard on yourself. Great run today, man. Car looks good. Remind me of the Nation's Guard Kyle Larson car. Whether or not that's what you're trying to do, that's what I'm gonna tell myself. In the
Jack Sanders gave me this one a while back, so it was just
so really cool. Kyle Larson throwback there. That's really cool. Shouting out to Kyle Larson. I appreciate that. Best driver in the world, as both of us know. So awesome there. Great to shout that out. Any shouts you want to give, and I'll play your beautiful commercial on mute during it. So we already played it full volume. Don't worry, we already blast that stuff during the broadcast.
Beautiful. First off, just thank you guys for putting the broadcast on for the league. I know without that, it's a big part of the success of it. So just congratulations to another season well done by you two, and your relationship with the admins as that keeps growing. Really proud of you guys and where it's gone. Second, well, first, I just want to thank, shout out to my mom. She's watching tonight. My wife always giving me time to go race with you guys and be there.
Mama
and,
Kyle.
Yeah, and shout out to the admins as always, as it's a tough job wrangling all these guys. So yeah, hopefully you guys, Grant gets his 3-peat and he can fulfill his dream, and that's fine with me. So, but yeah, take care, guys. I appreciate the time, and we'll see you next season, maybe.
It's always a pleasure, Kevin. Thank you for everything, and on the VRN. Thank you for the kind words, but none of it would have been possible without you. The reason this screen looks so cool right now is because of you, so thank you very much. It means a ton.
You're welcome, buddy. Good job, guys. Take care.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I mean, that strategy ended up coming through, man. That was impressive. To be able to come up with the strategy and then execute it, two entirely different things. So, being able to put that together, come home with that second place finish. I could sense he really wanted that dub, but second place, really a good run here today for him.
Yeah, and I'll be a little bit mean to KK right now since he's gone. I can tell he's frustrated. I mean, I get it. He executed that strategy perfectly. He was the best driver on it. Even Volpus couldn't stay on a strategy. Redding couldn't stay on a strategy, and KK was able to. 9 times out of 10, that feels like it's going to be a win. But one thing that Grant Applegate did today, he's been beatable all season, as we've seen. We don't have to talk too much about the fact that you can beat Grant Applegate. We've seen drivers do it on speed. He clearly practiced more than everybody else. That's what it was.
Yeah, and compound that with what he did last year and working with our broadcast partner to tighten the screws. Just
and home track. Home track is hard to beat. Last time I was racing for a win against KK was at both of our home tracks at Auto Club, so there's something to that as well.
Let's find our third place finisher. I'm going to pull him out of the hole like a groundhog. Kenneth Rediger, you got Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella in the booth. You with me, brother? Oh, he's muted.
Redinger.
I'm telling you, I pulled him out like Poxitani Phil. He's like, what?
He's shell shocked.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's happening. We'll see.
He's gonna have to get better at this because, like I said, I think this guy's gonna be a champion sooner rather than later. So he's gonna have to get good at this, Ken.
Well, and Kenneth has talked about in the past that this car isn't his primary. The next gen car wasn't the thing that he had practiced the most.
Please say the truck.
I'm assuming it was the ARCA car. He wins a ton in that thing.
He wins so much in the truck, it's disgusting.
Well, a wheel man is gonna win. A wheel man is gonna win. You're gonna put him behind the wheel, and he's gonna take that thing out, and that's exactly what Kenneth has done. Yeah, on multiple different vehicles, he just has that ability to come through, and with any luck, we're gonna see him back in there, so close to the Final Four this year, but ended up coming up just a little bit short in that quest. So I'm gonna send Kenneth back up to his Fat Cat Grandstand Racing boys.
Get out of here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him come back a little bit.
And the rest
later.
of Champ 4 is they've kind of tucked their tails between their legs. Happened there.
I would have too.
Yeah, it's brutal, Mean Gene. I remember the last time I lost one of these. It was me and Dalton racing together as teammates, him helping me, and I just sat at the rig silent for about, I don't know, 10 minutes before I even had the strength to say it hurts. It hurts so bad. So much goes into this. It all comes down to one race in this format. And it never feels fair, right? And it's just brutal.
Yeah, you gotta feel for the other guys, but after a great season, they have to take some solace.
They won races.
Some sense of accomplishment. Yeah, as all of them did win races this year, and then just came up short to such a dominant performance too. It's not like you came out and you lost to somebody barely getting by. You lost to somebody that put down championship speed, breaking their fast lap from last year by 2/10, and just improving significantly here at Kentucky. I can tell you one thing: in the off season, there's going to be some visits to Jordan Fisher in Garage 61 to try to find that speed to come back and compete with Grant. And you made that comment about you got to be slow in some leagues to be fast in other leagues. That did not escape me, and it really is true. I see people run in a very, very fast league where they're begging for top 10s, and they can come to another place and find that clean air, hit those marks, and put themselves in a position, which is what we see Grant do here tonight. I've seen him race on Sunday nights, and he's right in the middle of a top 10 battle. So lots of speed in those big fields, and then come here and just showing that success from the training that he does with Jordan, as well as his own labor that he does behind the wheel in practice.
Yeah, and I think it really is like we were just talking about Redinger. It's so situational with these race cars. I think it's so easy to look at oval racing if you don't race these cars and think like, oh, it's the same thing. My goodness, we might as well be driving a bicycle versus, I don't know, a Dodge Viper with half of these things. It's so different. A best example I can think of is I was racing ARCA on Friday a couple months ago, and I've always looked up to Nate Lesko as someone who's just levels above me, which he is, by the way. And I remember passing him on speed in an ARCA race, and not for a second did I think, oh, I'm better than Nate Lesko. I was like, man, okay, I have this ARCA car figured out more than he does. And then, like we were just talking about in trucks, I suck on Wednesdays. If you guys have been watching those races, I'm a top 10 driver on a good day over there. While in ARCA, I put together the best season of my life. It's just so situational on the field you're in, the race car that you're in. So much goes into this, and a lot of times it just comes together. And it so much did for Grant here. It really has. He seems like a next-gen driver, which wouldn't surprise me if he is, being that Jordan Fisher, his coach, is only a next-gen driver for the most part. He's just talented enough to be fast elsewhere. But his way in a next-gen car is absolutely unbelievable. But again, going back also to those track guides, the stuff that we're only doing next gen track guides, the stuff that he's taught me there has just been so invaluable, including a truck and an ARCA car. It's been awesome to experience, and I don't think you can think of a better advertisement for Fish Speed Brakes than what Grant Applegate just did here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Walking billboard right there, putting another championship on that Fish Speed Brakes team. So congrats to him and his entire team, all the people behind him that made that possible. Also, want to give a big old shout out to the Racing Tyrants team for their sponsorship of our post-race show. Thank you to Tony and his entire team for their season-long sponsorship, making this possible for us to bring you these after-race comments, which definitely are as enjoyable for me to get to sit there and talk a little bit of racing with you, Zach, and kind of break down what we just saw. Now, for you guys at home, if you want to see some more of this exciting iRacing, the only way you're going to do that is make sure you are subscribed to the Vortex Racing Network. That's right, we bring you 5 nights of racing, 6 different series, including special events. You just watched the championship go down as Applegate wins his second in a row. Tomorrow night, Big Truckin' Tuesday, gonna be back on the air. Me, Zach, Smoke, and Joe bringing you all the action.
Kyle Busch Memorial
Wednesdays,
race tomorrow. That'll be really
MRL, DDI, Moonlight. Thursday night's gonna be live, and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna jump in the booth for KK on Thursday night. Yep, it's gonna be me and Kyle Lanai.
I can afford that.
Oh, it's gonna be ridiculous. You might see a 98851 collision in the booth.
Yeah, two the best of friends in the booth together. I cannot wait for that.
That's right. Gonna be a blast. And then Sunday, we're gonna see Elimination Sunday, as it will go from a round of 8 down to a round of 4. Those boys will be racing cup cars at Michigan, and it doesn't get any better than Mondays. You see the doubleheader, live doubleheader brought to you, ARCA series. One more race in that one, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have so tomorrow the broadcast will go up for the Darlington race that happened today. Alex Hillman, our normal broadcaster there, dealing with some family issues. Thinking about you, Alex. Hope everything is good. Big shout out to you. The amazing Buddy Solly will be filling in tomorrow over for that race, so stay tuned for that one. I can tell you guys, it is a banger of a race. And that'll go live. That'll go live at the same time that Heroes. Oh, okay, got me now.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Ooh, that was scary, man. All right, cool. Sorry, there we're good. But yeah, that'll be at Darlington, and that'll be a phenomenal race. There'll be Buddy Sully on the call for that one. Cannot wait for that. Who knows what amazing technology he'll show off during that race tomorrow. So don't miss that one. That'll be going green around the same time that BRL goes green, so around 5 p.m. And then right afterwards, we'll have the broadcast for the BRL race.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another amazing season of Monday Night Mayhem. We will be taking a little break as the commish, John Beverly, is going to be doing a little bit of recruiting racing to get the field back up to that perfect 24, 25 number full-time drivers that he likes to see out there. Zach, I love 28, man.
Me too. And ARCA needs it too. Hopefully we can work together and bring both these leagues back to where they need to be. 25 plus drivers in both leagues would be wonderful. Both,
but not 30. But not 30.
No, Jesus, no, or not 60 like we did on Wednesday. But yeah, it's both leagues have really just proven to be wonderful leagues. I think Monday Cup over here in MRL has really just proven to be the premier series. You can hear the frustration for people like Kevin. I think honestly that just kind of reinforces what this league is. This is that. It is the cream of the crop. And be prepared to get your ass kicked and be prepared to become a better driver here. But this is really, really where I think the push comes to shove. I just cannot say enough good things about this Cup Series league. And then ARCA is, I think, one of the most exemplary leagues, if not the most. And I say with all the respect in the world to all the other leagues that we have here, because we're so lucky to have all of them. They're all so good, just filled with amazing drivers. But ARCA averaged by far the least cautions of any series that we covered this year. And really, in my opinion, with the iRating cap, the best place to learn, the best place to improve in your craft, and the best place to have a chance to win a race. So definitely check both out. 2,500 iRating cap on the ARCA series, and then here, right afterwards in the MRL, all bets are off. This is the cream of the crop over here.
Yeah, you're still looking for a place to race. You want to get under that Vortex Racing Network umbrella and see what you can do. If you're a little lower ICAP, not a problem. Sundays and Tuesday nights, that is a 2K iRating cap. So that gives other people that opportunity to get in there and do battle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap us up for a Monday broadcast. I want to thank all the sponsors who brought this together all year long. Thank you so much to Sim and Destroy Racing Company, Kevin Kyle's merchandise endeavor. Thank you also to KK Woodscapes, Kevin's trophies that he supplies across the Vortex umbrella. Nothing sweeter than a piece of wood on the wall. Thank you as well to Jordan Fisher, Fish Speed Brakes, season-long sponsor throughout the entire year, and the Racing Tyrants, Tony Iverson. Thank you for your support. Amazing season. Thank you to the admins for the work that they do. And thank you to all the fans at home, because without you, this just wouldn't be the same. All you true believers at the house, keep on dreaming and keep on watching that racing.
Such good numbers all year.
All year long, baby. Behalf of myself and Zach Panzarella, thank you so much. Have a great evening. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.